for
You didn't ruin shit. You couldn't ruin shit or fuck if it shit and fucked in your face.
Yeah, true. I'm just probably just pissing shit and run away.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Modular Components, where it's San Diego Comic-Con, everybody, and instead of doing the logical, sensible thing of milking this as good content creators and discussing the individual news as it pertains to all the different shows we do here, like This Week in Toku and the No Prize podcast and Saturday morning panels, we're just gonna rap about all the various news. I'm recording my screen right now. There's not going to be like a proper episode image this week. I'll come up with a thumbnail of some sort, but we're just gonna talk about stuff that got revealed or announced or talked about as I get through it on my second monitor here. Who am I though? I am the Vacuuminator. Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm joined by the incomparable Boingo Rider.
Hey, howdy, hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you? Are you really?
No, I'm deadly evil and I'm going to take over the world.
Okay, that's great. Snow Cone, did you have something to say?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, good. Welcome to the show, by the way, Snow Cone 83.
Yep.
Yeah. Buster, you want to tell us about your exciting new discovery?
I forgot. I've discovered a lot of things.
You were
Did you
literally
discover something about yourself?
Hello,
Buster.
No, I legit having a blank moment where I'm like, what was I supposed to say?
You were telling me about fucking Ranger Key bullshit.
Oh yeah. So if you fold up a Ranger Key, it looks like their crotch is on their face.
Truly, Buster is the philosopher of all time.
Ranger sucking dick.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got pretty much every scrap of news that would interest us I could find and / or remember in the last hour while we were getting ready to do the show. And I'm just going to kind of go through stuff as I come to it. We're just probably going to be bouncing around a whole lot. Don't try and time code this or anything, because it's not going to go in strict like Marvel, Transformers, Tokusatsu split ups. It's just going to be like, hey, guess what, everybody? At the Diamond Select panel, they announced a Marvel Select Annihilus.
Wow.
He's gonna annihilate your butthole.
Yeah, I feel like I need... Go ahead.
Nope.
Okay. I feel like I need to see him in color to be totally sure, but like, I tend to think of Annihilus as a bigger guy, and there hasn't been a Legends of him in years, and the old one is like kind of outdated looking and expensive on the secondary market. So if this turns out pretty decently, I might just buy this and fudge it into my Legends collection. It looks pretty solid from the 3D sculpt here.
Nice.
I was gonna say that it's literally only a matter of time anyways until we get it in Marvel Legends. So
that's true. Once they start rolling on Fantastic Four stuff whenever the movie pops off, I could see it happening.
The only thing is I would love to see an Annihilus figure with that one Fantastic Four story color. The one Alex Ross Fantastic Four story, the colors that he did on that.
I know what you're talking about. I can visualize it. I can't remember it exactly. You mean God, it was like just last year. It was a sequel to X-Men and This Monster.
Yes.
Yeah. And everybody who knows Fantastic Four will know what you're talking about.
Full circle. Fantastic Four full circle.
Yes. Do it in that colorway and do it in the classic evergreen bland colors. But that's some Marvel action figure news. Of course, I like Marvel, but it's not my number one. My number one is DC, and my special
Maybe that's a bit wonderful.
My special, like, italicized, underlined, bold number one is Supergirl. And as a Supergirl fan, I ate well this weekend because finally DC Multiverse is doing a comic Supergirl. Also, like Catman and Black Lightning and the Joker as Green Lantern for some reason. I don't fucking care.
Who's pogging? Joker,
Yeah.
Green Lantern, who's pogging?
He's either pogging or sucking off invisible cock. I don't know. That's the second cock-related joke I've made this episode.
The Joker with new cock-sucking action.
Where's the Jokerized Supergirl?
Oh, man. I'm not buying that. I might buy this Todd figure, though. It's weird, though, looking at her, because, like, there's a lot of similarities to the Rebirth design in this costume, but it's just off enough that I don't think it's specifically supposed to be a Rebirth, and I can't place it either. Also, like, that face sculpt's not looking great. I hope it looks a lot better when they have a physical prototype.
Yeah, it looks more like your mom.
I'm not sure if we'll see it as a prototype. We tend to not get those with the Todd stuff, do we?
Yeah, that's what I meant, like, though, the teaser image that he usually does a few days before they put it up for pre-order. Like, I need to see that image before I fully know if I like this figure or not. I'm glad it's happening. I'm cautiously optimistic about it, but I wouldn't say I'm excited just yet. But we do have in-hand shots of Catman. I don't have them right in front of me right now, but I saw people posting them from, like, a McFarlane breakfast thing that they did on Thursday, and he looks really good. I haven't seen anything about this Black Lightning outside of this image, though, but, like, that's a fairly solid-looking Black Lightning.
Yeah. The Catman, I think, is my favorite. Because I think that's the one that we did see the pictures of.
Yeah. I just have no experience with that character, so
he looks like the
cool.
He looks like the Catman that was in Gail Simone's big famous run. I can't remember what it was.
Secret Six.
But it looks like that Catman.
Everybody always tells me, like, you gotta read Gail Simone's Secret Six. It was the best DC book going at the time, and that's what made Catman a cool character to so many people, and I've just never gotten around to it.
Well, I guess it'll remain a secret to you.
Yeah. One day I'll unlock that secret, just like Mezco has been unlocking a lot of secrets because they do their online Mezco Con thing in conjunction with SDCC and Toy Fair whenever those are popping off. And one of the only reveals from that so far that's really caught my eye has been this guy, Mezco 112 Collective Nightwing is coming. This is the only image we have of it. It'll probably be like a full year before we get the full solicitation and pre-order. I think this looks really good. It looks like a perfect Nightwing for their figure style, but it's not my Nightwing. I think if I ever get a Nightwing figure, it'll be the Hush Mafex that came out a few months ago, because that looks phenomenal.
I don't know.
This. I'd never. Oh,
go.
I'd never seen. I didn't see this announcement, or I didn't take a close look at it. I love that, actually. That look right there.
I like the costume.
It's doing something for me.
It looks like he has no ass.
Yeah,
but if turn him around. Hold on. If it's like a Mezco body, then you could make an ass and just like slip it in the back of the pants.
That's true, but like, I mean, it's a Nightwing. He needs to have cake.
Yeah, I mean, it's so not hard. There are things in my immediate vicinity that I could make you an ass of out of, like, right now. So,
then why haven't you given yourself an ass?
I could only guide others to what I want.
I'm checking the replies, and it looks like nobody has asked on this tweet, so I'm just gonna take the bullet.
About what?
How big the butt?
Oh my god!
I'm
literally that's like one of his
reply right now on how is the ass ?
Oh my god!
All right, it's sent. Well,
honestly, of everyone, Vac should be the one to ask.
All right, let's get back to McFarlane for a second, because Todd, did reveal something new, a new subline of Batman the Animated Series based figures, which you could debate whether or not we need that, given that there was that whole DC Collectibles line that did basically every design from the show a couple of years ago, but that company doesn't exist anymore, and that line's probably getting expensive on the aftermarket. So for newer collectors, this is a good idea. And I mean, I'm also kind of excited about it because finally, Todd is doing 6-inch scale figures. The first wave is coming at the end of the year. It's going to be Batman, Robin, Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze, and a Condiment King Build-A-Figure, and they'll be releasing a Bat Cycle to go with all of it. I'm not one of the people to normally be like, oh man, BTAS is one of the best things ever. It's the greatest cartoon of all time, gargling on balls. But like these look like really solid action figures.
They do, and also having Condiment King as a Build-A-Figure is an inspired choice, because then it's just like no one would pay $20 for a Condiment King.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
If that was Marvel Legends, it would be the other way around. It'd be like Mr. Freeze or like Robin as the Build-A-Figure.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'd be like Condiment King and then Calendar Man.
Yeah, and Condiment King would like shelf form, but
having those 4 dudes,
I think that Condiment King looks sick, but yeah, still.
Those 4 guys, people are gonna pick them up, and then it's just everybody's getting a free Condiment King.
Yeah, and like weirdos like me who love Condiment King will buy the whole wave just to get Condiment King.
Oh my god, Vax going to the dark side of BBTS nostalgia.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. I am very much interested in these. But it wasn't just toy reveals at the show. There was also the Eisner Awards. It's a yearly tradition to have the Eisner Awards on the Saturday night at SDCC, and I didn't follow along completely and get a full report of everybody who won everything, but we're just going to talk about the ones that will make us happy. First of all, Chip Zdarsky won Best New Series for Public Domain.
Hell yeah, Public Domain's a great book.
Yeah, I am.
You're a great book.
It's getting to the point now where I'm starting to miss it. I need a new issue of that soon, please.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it has been a fantastic book so far, and hopefully he can get back to it soon.
Public Domain's also one of those books that I can totally see being turned into a movie 4 or 5 years down the line.
Oh yeah. But for best ongoing or best continuing series, excuse me, Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo won for Nightwing.
Oh yeah.
Good for them.
I've not been loving that book as of late, but it has still been very solid, and it continues to be one of the most divisive DC books going, which is always entertaining when a new issue drops.
Who else was nominated for that?
I do not remember.
Okay.
Yeah, the nominations get announced so far ahead of time for this that I never remember. I'm just like, oh hey, that person won. That's great.
You know what? I'll click that link. And no, there is no link on the fucking tweet.
Yeah. It's just a live tweet thread from somebody who was there, that works for CBR. But the winner for Best Limited Series was Tom King and Greg Smallwood for The Human Target. Bit of a DC sweep going on here.
Yeah, it's almost like if you pay cool creators and don't screw them up with events, they do cool shit, you know?
Yeah. I know I'm the only person here who actually read this book, but it is a phenomenal book, and I would highly recommend it to people. And the art is some of the most gorgeous art I saw that entire year. But moving on to Best One Shot, hey, guess who got 2 Eisners this year? It's Tom King, because him and Mitch Gerards won for Batman One Bad Day, The Riddler, which, again, I think I'm the only one in this call who read that, but that was phenomenal. I love Tom King's stuff, and he was in top form on that. And continuing the DC sweep, the Eisner for Best Short Story went to the late Kevin Conroy for Finding Batman.
For him.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
I actually think I can remember, and people can obviously go back and check, but I can kind of remember when the nominations got announced, I saw No Prize saying like, "Oh, that's gonna win," because that's how award shows work. If something was at least pretty good and the person who made it died, they kind of automatically win.
And here's the thing: it wasn't just pretty good; it was a very impactful story from a perspective that from a person whose perspective we didn't take in consideration for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, people reading that was often sometimes the first time they found out that Kevin Conroy was a gay man.
Yeah. Like, I only found out about it a couple years before that came out, but like I know it was just not something like he broadcasted. I don't ever remember him doing like a lot of gay activist stuff. He would talk about it if asked, but he wasn't like one of those actors, and I don't mean this to demean anyone for being this way, but he wasn't one of those actors who would be like, I'm gay and I want to do a bunch of gay projects and talk about gay rights. He was just kind of like, yeah, I'm gay, I'm an actor, whatever, let's do some work. But the final the final winner I want to talk about tonight is one we can probably all be united in screaming for joy about. The winner for Best Publication for Teens was Daniel Warren Johnson for Do a Power Bomb.
Hell yeah.
Let's go!
Yeah. Do a Power Bomb was a phenomenal book. Daniel Warren Johnson is a really nice guy. He deserves all the awards. I'm glad he got at least one. But let's move away from the Eisners for a second and let's talk about one of Buster's hyperfixations, because we got the official trailer for the Invincible Season 2 on Amazon, dropping November 3rd.
Let's go! And Josh Keaton and Peter Cullen and Ben Schwartz are in it. And all the sorts of other cool voice actors. This is exciting.
Yeah, I didn't watch it at all. But I saw Peter Cullen was in it, and I was like, oh man, somebody gave Peter Cullen a job besides Optimus Prime. How nice of them.
Yeah.
He sounds like Optimus Prime in it, but I love it.
He was in Rise of the TMNT as like a spit character. So
okay.
Yeah.
But that's not all they showed there, because they went ahead and stealth dropped a new episode, entire like special episode going into Adam Eve's backstory, which none of us have watched yet.
Yeah, I was supposed to watch it today, but then I forgot because I was too hyperfixated on watching Ultraman Gaia. So my bad, guys.
I really do like, though, I guess that's like her first costume design in the glass there. I think that's really cute.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that design. I mean, I didn't know about that episode. Yeah. I also didn't know that the Ventures Brother movie came out today.
It came out the same day as Barbie and Oppenheimer and
Shin Kamen Rider.
Coming out on
but
Prime.
For some reason I'm seeing it today pop off on Twitter and people talk about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's shown in theaters or anything like that. Just a little
it's a direct-to-video thing.
Direct-to-streaming.
Yeah.
But I think that's the only bit of streaming news that really caught my eye. Let's move into a bit of comics news, because Marvel talked about and announced some stuff, and one of the first big announcements we got from them out of Comic-Con was what they're doing with the Punisher next. A new character called Joe Garrison is going to take over the mantle, and I believe. Why isn't this link loading?
Put a VX in front of Twitter.
I'm sorry?
Put a VX in front of Twitter.
What?
There you go. How about that? Okay. I believe Mike Spicer is writing this. It doesn't say in this tweet for some reason, but I also heard that he described this character as this is going to be the Danny Ketch to now I can't remember original Punisher's
Johnny
name for some
Blaze.
reason.
Frank Cage.
Danny Ketch to Frank Castle.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's how you want to advertise your book, bud, but okay.
I mean, Danny Ketch was popular.
No, I mean, I think it's more to describe what this character compares to. Like, I get what he means, and the vibe even shows it, like with the different type of skull, like how Danny Ketch changed the character up with the different bike and the armored skull.
Yeah, like I can totally see it's like, hey, this isn't the permanent new Punisher. He's here because he's the Punisher right now. Frank can come back, and then they can do like interesting things with them together.
Mm.
Yeah, dude, the retired Shield Black Ops thing, that's pretty cool. This is exciting to me. I don't know. He also looks good. Like the design on that.
I love how it feels like the Punisher logo without being the Punisher logo.
Yeah, I mean, they got to figure out a way. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I love the Punisher logo forever, but like, man, I hope it.
Give us 15 years and it'll hopefully.
Oh, don't say that. Like, not that much. Like, give me 3. They'll forget about it.
But I also like the return of the fucking teeth belt.
Yeah, that's a design idea I've always dug with Punisher.
I'm a bit disappointed because I thought it would be like, oh, Frank is back and this time he's in hell, but then like,
That's
kind
a
of give me a reality.
miniseries to tell when Frank comes back to the main universe and go like, what happened, Frank? Then you tell that story.
I also
Yeah.
think that's like when Jason Aaron wants to tell that story, because I imagine a lot of people at the Marvel office are probably like, yeah, let's not fuck with Jason's ending for a while at least.
Yeah. There's variations on stuff this new guy looks interesting. Also, it's not like they aren't leaning into like the one man's taking the law into his own hands kind of like classic Punisher shit, which is what enticed a lot of like fashy assholes to the Punisher.
Yeah.
It feels much more like a spy thing, which is like Jason Bourne. This guy feels like Jason Bourne.
Yeah,
I was going to say just now, like, looking at him, because I also have some G.I. Joe stuff open on my other monitor, this guy kind of looks like Duke to me.
I can see it.
I'd say, like, the S.H.I.E.L.D. thing makes it interesting to me, but, like, at the same time, Punisher never was spy stuff. So, I'm interested to see where it goes. They've never really done... I mean, kind of. There was, like, the daughter one.
Yeah. I also like the way it's kind of described, and I'm just thinking of spy shit right now, but, like, Black Ops agent who's brought back into action after his past rears its violent head. Isn't that just the plot of Metal Gear Solid?
That's like a lot. That's like every spy thing, or like
That's been the plot of like the last 3 James Bond movies.
Well, it's also like the suits making me think of like the
actually, that's just John Wick.
Yeah,
John Wick. Hopefully, it's good.
John Wick, Metal Gear Solid, a bunch of vibes.
And speaking of hopefully it's good, let's talk about the Soul Avatar announcement I saw out of SDCC. Because it was supposed to be a big show for that brand, actually, but then the strike happened. And so, like, nothing they're working on they can bring people in to talk about right now, except for the one upcoming graphic novel, which I believe this is from Dark Horse. Avatar, The Last Airbender, The Bounty Hunter, and the Tea Brewer. They're doing a one-shot about Iroh and June going on an adventure.
Oh my god. But it's also hilarious because he was like, old man horny on main when she attacked them.
Yeah, I am very curious about this. It borderline feels like a running out of ideas kind of thing, but in a fun way to me.
Sometimes you gotta run out of ideas.
Man.
People want more Iroh.
Yeah. But getting back to Marvel, I've got some stuff from their next big thing panel here. First and foremost, the cover for Guardians of the Galaxy #8 was shown. Looking good. Pretty excited about that book. Then they showed covers for the new Uncanny Avengers series, and all of these look pretty interesting to me, just in what they kind of set up. Like, I think that they're going to be doing some interesting stuff with Rogue and Cap and some unresolved issues those two have from the last Uncanny Avengers series. So that should be interesting to see.
Yeah, and it definitely, from all the covers we've been seeing of all the X-Men stuff that they've been kind of announcing, it feels very much like they're going, hey, you know what everyone says, like, well, why do they only shit on the mutants and not on all the other heroes? They're finally going like, oh, really? You want that to happen? All right, here you go.
Mm-hmm. But something brand new that they showed, not that it's brand new, like a brand new series that we haven't really heard much about. We've known this is coming for a while, but they showed the cover for the first issue of Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig's Timeless series, which features future Iron Man Moon Knight and Old Man Luke Cage.
With the Iron Fist.
Yeah. This book is going to be knuckin' futz. I can tell.
That's a good Iron Man Moon Knight though.
Mm-hmm.
That's also Doomfist, but
you're fucking right. It is Doomfist.
Oh shit!
From fucking Overwatch shit.
Or Fisto, I guess, because he's got like the Masters of the Universe.
Fisto is a Masters of the Universe character, Buster.
Okay. I forgot. I think he was in the Netflix cartoon I watched.
He was. He's a bespoke gentleman, and I respect him.
Yeah.
He's like Dudley from Street Fighter, I think. He's like a gentleman, but he punches people.
Yeah, that's nice.
Here, I'll whatever. We're doing images tonight. Let me grab an image of Fisto real quick.
We're doing images.
Yeah.
Oh, are we going to talk about the Masters of the Universe stuff?
We'll get to that. So this is what Fisto looked like in the original cartoon.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
Yeah, the entire point of the character is just he has a big metal fist. And this was him in Revelation.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
I think he only had one line in Revelation too, and it was something like "I'll fist you good."
He could use a good fisting, is what he literally said.
God, Revelation was so good. So next thing from the Marvel panel, they showed a alternate cover for Thunderbolts #1, and it just struck me. They're really letting Kelly and Lanzig run the show in the next year, it looks like. They've got a lot of projects going on. But this series still looks interesting. I am not like hyped for it, but I think it could be very good.
But also, now that we've seen more of the story Bucky's been going through, oh man, this is him building the Thunderbolts to take down the fucking organization.
Yeah.
Without a cool acronym?
It's not. It's the star, the point. What are they called?
They're called like the Shield or something like that.
The Shield?
No,
Yeah.
they're like 5 fucking assholes who at the start of the 20th century were like, all right, cool. We're each going to take like a thing and we're going to control the world like that and we'll see who wins.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's like, what if the Illuminati was actually a thing, but in Captain America context?
So like one of them's power, one of them's money, one of them's art, one of them's like technology, and then there was one called Revolution, and now Bucky is Revolution, which is meant to be like the people rising up and taking down the others. And he's basically like, these people have ruined too many people's lives. I'm going to take them out from the inside. And that's been part of the Captain America story for the past like couple arcs.
Yeah. But now we get to move into something Buster will actually have legitimate things to say about. So we haven't even talked about this on No Prize yet because it kind of got unveiled right before we had to take a week off.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Marvel the New Mutant got a trailer, everybody!
Hey, look at that.
It looks fine.
I don't want to be mean because, like, she does seem like a nice person and, like, she has good opinions about comics, but, like, whenever you bring in an actor to write a comic about a character they played, I always get a little, I don't know about that, fam. And the whole situation with killing Kamala and bringing her back as a mutant for MCU synergy has really put a bad vibe in me, but I still like Kamala. I still want to give it a shot.
Preview where they deal with that, they handle, because they released like a 4-issue preview of where they bring her back, or at least like one of the viewpoints of them doing that, and it's Emma Frost going like, Cyclops, you need to fucking tell her, and he's like, she has a fucking hard enough time in her life. She doesn't need me coming in and fucking upending all of it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's cute moments with it. It's not being handled. I wouldn't say it's not being. It's a C-grade handling so far.
Yeah, like, I'm not the biggest fan, but frick it, we ball. That's kind of my thing.
Her immediate reaction to being resurrected was just like, did I come out of that egg? Like, just immediately, like, feels very in character. She's like very immediately like, what the fuck? It's fun.
I'll give the first issue of this a shot.
I still never read the Magnificent one, and now I really like what I read of Magnificent.
And even though she is writing it, the actress is having a co-writer, so I have a little bit more faith in that.
Yeah. I mean, they also usually hand actors co-writers who know comics, so
yeah.
But then the last big thing out of the Marvel Next Big Thing panel was they announced the next event, the next street level event that's going to run through all the Spider-Man books.
Oh, I just saw this today.
I was excited for half a second, and then you were like, oh, Spider-Man. And it's like, oh.
Exactly. Who's excited for Gang War?
I hate Marvel.
The picture's not showing up.
Marvel.
Yeah, hang on, I'm fixing it.
Yeah,
I
cool.
hate this. I hate
Gang War.
Jesus fucking Christ! And here's the thing. Spider-Man's just gotten at least interesting again, and now it's just like, oh, come on!
And they're dragging Miles into it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
What's
and Luke and Jessica and fucking Matt? Oh no, I'm not going to be able to read anything.
Also,
Thanks,
big
Marvel.
shame. That they're doing a Luke Cage Mayor miniseries, which I think everybody's been wanting since Devil's Reign, and it's being related to this. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, why does Daredevil get the last issue of this?
I don't know.
Shit's weird.
What the
you're not gonna include the current third Spider-Man? Come on.
Yeah.
Where's our Nightcrawler?
I didn't see literally anything of what this event is actually about. This is the only thing I've seen for the event is this image.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not feeling it, fam. What'd you say, Buster?
Not optimal.
Exactly. Yeah, this is premium, not optimal, right here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
not
something
optimal was made for.
Oh man. Let's get into some stuff from the Energon Universe panel now, which is Transformers and G.I. Joe at Skybound. there wasn't like a whole lot of like brand new information like, oh, this book is coming, or oh, this is going to be a major event. Just like they showed some covers and some interiors that we hadn't seen before, and there were a few quotes here and there. So I just kind of picked out like the quotes that I found the most interesting. First of all, they got asked by an audience member, will Quintessons and Nebulons appear while they were showing Void Rivals covers? And Robert Kirkman just went, we'll just have to see.
Case-by-case basis, basically.
Yeah, pretty typical reaction. Then when Joshua Williamson was up talking about the Transformers book, I believe it was the panel moderator who asked, so why did you pick these Autobots and Decepticons specifically? And he said, these are just my personal favorites. So this really does seem like, at least for Johnson, it is very much a passion project, which I'm very excited about.
Same.
There was also a point where Kirkman said, like, don't think we're making this in a bubble. We've been checking the message boards and whatnot, and we've seen the common question of, how are we going to make a G.I. Joe believably be able to kill a Transformer? Don't worry, you're going to get an answer to that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's called Mask!
Also, we got our first look at interiors for Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers. And yeah, this looks like some good Daniel Warren Johnson art.
Ooh,
yeah.
yay. It combines my favorite parts of IDW 2 and Daniel Warren Johnson. We're in good hands.
It's very inky.
Yeah, it's a couple of humans stumbling upon the Ark. What you like to see.
Ooh, humans. I didn't know
yeah.
there were going to be humans. I mean, I kind of figured that's kind of what G1's about.
Yeah. Then when teasing the Cobra Commander comic, Joshua Williamson said, basically all I can tell you right now is this is a horror comic.
Oh.
That's how he became a snake.
Yeah, and like the Ark is in the background on the cover, and I believe they said at one point a few weeks ago that like the plan is Stuffing and Transformers will set up Cobra Commander, and then Cobra Commander will lead directly into the Duke miniseries. But at the same time, they're all going to stand on their own fairly well. So
I'm guessing it's going to be like how Void Rivals has all those Transformers characters. Like, they're just like Scribblo, Blimblo, Glup, Shido, but let's just like, here's a one-page cameo. All right, bye.
Yeah. But without a doubt, the most like confidence affirming in Skybound as an owner of Transformers and G.I. Joe for me was they got asked by a fan, will you reprint older comics like Marvel and IDW's Transformers and G.I. Joe books? And they said, we don't currently have actual plans in place, but that is something we want to do at one point. So that stuff's not going to fully go out of print, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Marvel's going to get the first to get reprinted. IDW 2 is probably going to be the last. But hey, it's good for everyone who loves those stories, because a lot of people do.
I would love it if they went in straight chronological order with stuff, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they just go like, this is what we think there will be the most interested in, which will be like later IDW 1, Marvel, early IDW 1, IDW 2, and then anything else if they're still interested at that point. But like Devil's Due G.I. Joe hasn't been reprinted in a long ass time. Could we please get that going? But that's all I really found interesting about that panel. Now, something that was going on just while we were getting ready to do this, actually, was the Ubisoft panel at SDCC. And they showed a fuck ton of concept art for Star Wars Outlaws. So here...
Oh yeah, that's a game.
Here are some sort of just vistas and stuff for the project they're working on. It looks very picturesque. It looks like a video game. And then they unveiled the main characters. K. Vess and ND5. ND5 is a repurposed commando droid.
There's a trailer for this, right?
Yeah, it was announced at not
like
E3.
months ago.
Yeah, not E3.
I'd literally heard nothing about it until today.
Yeah, no, I kept getting YouTube ads around June for it.
Well, see, the problem is I have YouTube Premium, so I don't see
okay.
those.
This guy.
Sharing stuff about it. I don't know.
This man, this monster.
Yeah.
Deep Bradley Baker is going to voice Jabba the Hutt in it.
Deep Bradley Baker is like basically as attached to Star Wars as like and George Lucas at this point. He's voiced too many characters.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's good. It's good. I like that. I like that.
D. Bradley Baker can be Star Wars' Stan Lee.
Yeah. Or something like that. I don't know. Just a reoccurring face, and I like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just a reoccurring fun face to have around to just be like, hey, this is Star Wars, baby.
Yeah. Also, they showed there's going to be a couple new planets in the game, and one of the key ones is a planet called Toshihara, I think is how you're supposed to pronounce that. Looks neat.
Kind of weird that they even did this at all.
Is this all info we had from I Can't Believe It's Not E3?
No, I mean like that. We got a very extensive trailer, but it's just usually this is not how they talk about games. Like,
yeah,
they did have a Spider-Man 2 panel.
Okay, I
didn't see anything about the Spider-Man 2 panel. I would not be surprised if they were like, let's have this stuff specifically for SDCC, because that's where the lore Star Wars fans are going to be. And they're not gonna, and the video game fans who just want to see how the game works are gonna want to see the trailer at I Can't Believe It's Not E3.
Okay, Buster, Cody, you're gonna have to. This feels like it's taking the bits from that announced Beyond Good and Evil 2 game.
Oh, yeah, I can see it because that's not happening. That's never gonna happen, especially with what we know about.
Especially with the man dying.
Oh,
Oof.
I did not know the man behind that game died. I just thought he was a piece of shit.
No, the man behind Beyond Good and Evil passed away.
Oh, I thought
That
it was
sucks. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Well,
Wasn't there like a piece of shit, like abuser behind the scenes? I don't know. If that was
and Ubisoft in general, but I don't think it was that guy.
okay, hey, guess what? Tatooine's gonna be in the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's like Green Hill Zone for a Sonic game.
Yeah, and everyone would hate that. And much like Green Hill Zone, if you just throw a familiar thing at that, everyone is gonna hate it.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to comics because clearly we do not care about this game enough. All right. So we're gonna talk about the other reason I ate good this weekend. I mean, there was a lot of reasons, but the other big reason, I
ate good because I made good food.
Italicized, underlined, bold. We're getting a new Supergirl one-shot. Mariko Tamaki is returning to the character with artist Skylar Patridge for Supergirl Special #1 coming out in October. And boy, does it sound exciting, because the premise is basically Kara is now the one feeling like she's lost in the shuffle after we just did a whole miniseries putting Karen back on a pedestal and giving her a new name. And it's like, is this just going to be a thing with these characters for a while?
I think at this point, every Super Family character should have a moment of like, wait a second. I'm nothing compared to Clark. Oh, wait a second. No. I'm cool in my own way. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, Kara has had moments like that in the recent past as well, but like it's not unwarranted for her to go through it again. And like this looks dope. And like Mariko Tamaki has written a Supergirl thing before. She wrote Supergirl Being Super, which was a one-off graphic novel alternate universe thing back during Rebirth that was essentially, what if Kara was also a baby when she came to Earth? And as a result, it feels very Smallville. And like, I didn't love that concept, but the execution was solid enough that like I have no problem with Mariko Tamaki returning to the character in the main universe and seeing what she can do with her in that context. Yeah, I'm excited to have a full Supergirl story again after like what it's been I want to say it will have been a full year by the time this comes out since Woman of Tomorrow ended.
I think like
Damn.
2 years, honestly. It feels like 2 years.
Jesus. Yeah, I've been being sustained on crumbs for so long, and now I'm gonna get a nice juicy burger. Nice juicy burger. Okay,
Nice
so we didn't want
burger.
to talk about this next thing. Oh, let's talk about some stuff from the friggin' X-Men panel. First of all, they announced a new miniseries that's coming. X-Men Blue Origins, which is going to be basically a retcon book talking of Cy Spurrier doing more of his ongoing Nightcrawler book, Nightcrawler saga. But now we're going to be delving into Nightcrawler's past and learning like his true origins finally. And Mystique will be there.
How much money you want to put down? They're doing the Mystique origin now.
I hope that's what's going on.
For people who are unaware, back in the 80s, Chris Claremont wanted Mystique to be Nightcrawler's father. Because Mystique is a shapeshifter, you see, she can grow a dick. Yeah, that's it.
And they've always said there's a parental connection between him and Mystique and Destiny, but they've never clarified what it is. And I think this is just going to be them.
They've said for years that basically Mystique was his mom, and Azazel is his dad.
Oh,
yeah. They're retconning it.
I thought it was always just a vague thing of like, no. We're hinting that Mystique is the dad, but we're never going to outright say it.
No, they hinted in the 80s, and then the 90s happened. Chris Claremont wasn't in the book, and the editors didn't want to do anything gay. So Azazel. Okay.
So we're thinking now it's just going to be outright, retcon Mystique is the dad.
Yeah.
I mean,
they basically any LGBT headcanon that Chris Claremont had in the 80s and early 90s, they basically went like, yeah, no, that's canon now. Like Kate Pride being bisexual, that was a Chris Claremont invention. I think it was Hope and who's Hope dating right now? She's Captain Britain.
Oh, you're thinking of You're thinking of Rachel Summers and Betsy Braddock.
Yeah, they were supposed to be together back in the 80s, back in like the late 80s, early 90s, but editorial said no. Like, basically all the LGBT stuff Chris Claremont wanted to do back in the day, their current writers are just going, we're doing that now, which I think is cool.
Yeah, I can get with that. Just like I can get with, we also got our first announcement of books post the Fall of X era, which is just kicking off right now. There's going to be a new X-Men book, and they did a vague Marvel teaser of who are the new X-Men. I would imagine one of them is probably Wolverine.
Part of me wants this to be like a whole brand new like team of X-Men, like get I would say like bring in Sunspot, the guy from New Mutants, to get a couple other like newer, younger mutants that they've been really pushing lately, and just go like, y'all are the X-Men now.
Okay. Well, they also announced coming in December in Gary Duggan's or Jerry Dugan's, I forget which pronunciation we're going with this week.
I think it's Jerry Duggan.
Okay. But his main X-Men book, issue 29, is going to feature the debut of Doctor Doom's X-Men. The Doom Men or the X-Dooms, whichever you prefer.
No, you could even call this the Patrol set up by Doom.
Question: did Jerry Dugan just get an X-Men?
Oh no, he's been like slowly becoming the main X-Men guy since the start of the Krakoa era.
Yeah, and he's like considered a really good part of the X-Men stuff.
Essentially,
'cause
when
I really-
Hickman stepped back, he took over.
All right, because I really love his Deadpool stuff, and I know it's not going to be as comedic, but I just really like his work. So I'm like,
Has he been writing X-Force? Or
No,
is it
that's God damn it, who is that? It's Benjamin Percy.
Benjamin Percy's doing X-Force. Is Jerry Duggan just doing X-Men?
I think he's doing X-Men, and he's also doing like a few minis and one-shots here and there. No, I don't remember. Also, because the Hellfire Gala is like a week or two away, I think it might actually be this week. It might have actually happened by the time this comes out.
Well, we got a preview for it, so
Yeah. They showed Mystique and Destiny's Hellfire Gala outfits this year. They look fine.
I like
Not
the
particularly
mask.
creative.
And they're pretty basic. Of like, yeah, I need fancy outfits for these characters.
Now let's take a brief little dalliance into the world of Masters of the Universe, because there was a panel for the new Netflix show, which is a sequel to Revelation, which is called Revolution, so they can keep the same Motor what's the word, abbreviation. They can keep the same abbreviation. And of course, it was hinted at the end of Revelation that Hordak was out there and he was going to be a problem in the future. Well, he's going to be a problem, and he's also going to be a delight because he's friggin' voiced by Keith David.
Good for him.
Excellent choice. And also, Keith David is making the rounds recently because he's also Grimlock on Earthspark. Anyway, all right, let's get into some Transformers news. Speaking of, first off, I want to talk about from preview night at the Hasbro booth. They had a big display of the Deathsaurus HasLab and sort of the progress shots of it. They had the gray prototype, they had the initial paint master, and they had I believe a early production sample with like some missing bits of paint and stuff. And like, just as a toy guy, I thought this was really neat to look at. I don't know if anybody else really cared about this though.
Indeed. I'm sorry, I just got distracted because apparently there's gonna I could get Mutant Mayhem tickets early, so
Oh,
yeah,
special boy.
Yeah, on July 29th, and I'm just like, freaking, I'm gonna sign up.
All right.
It's at a weird time of the day though. Why 2 p.m.? I can make it, but like also that's just a weird time to have an early screening.
Just when they're having an early screening, dog. Speaking of early stuff, on Friday, Hasbro had a PR breakfast where they did a couple of early reveals for people on their press list, and one of those first reveals was the Transformers PulseCon exclusive for this year, Transformers Legacy Evolution Power Links Hotshot with Jolt. It's happening! Mini cons are back, bitch!
It's fucking great. I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. You took a minute, so I was like, "Oh no, is he asleep?"
That's great. I mean, one, it's great just to see Powerlink's Hotshot again.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's. I mean, I'm not expecting that. Well, you never know. Maybe they will fucking do that for Prime. That'd be crazy if I can get a classic Armada Prime to match my already classic Armada Prime.
Yeah.
And then the Power Links for the Power Links that was given to me.
Oh man.
Just for the idea or the concept or chance of the photo.
Yeah. This is also really smart of them to do, because like I would have skipped Power Link's Hotshot had he just been a repaint in a regular wave. But packing him in with Jolt, the first new mini-con in however many years, yeah, I gotta have this.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, well, I don't know what you're about to.
We'll get to that in a little bit, but yeah. And Jolt looks great. He's in his animation colors, so I would not be surprised if he gets a single release in his toy colors at some point. And he has more articulation. He's got ball and socket elbows. Or ball and socket shoulders. He's got a swivel at the head, double elbows, and a similar setup to his arms on his legs. So he's not like way more articulated than the original figure, but he's got a little bit more articulation, which was literally all I was asking for. Just give me mini-cons that are the right size compared to the new Legacy figures, and give them a little more articulation than they had back in the day. Also, this hotshot comes with some big goofy anime guns and blast effects for them.
Those are Energon Hotshots guns.
Are they?
Yeah.
I hadn't picked up on that. You think we're getting Energon Hotshot next year?
I don't know.
That would be... Because there was a leaked listing for a Cybertron hotshot several months ago. I would not be... Oh, man.
Maybe that's the one. It's not the blue car. It's the one where he's still yellow, but then he turns into...
Yeah, no, that's Energon.
Okay, then, yeah.
Yeah, no. It's, it looks really good. Oh, man. But now we can get into the Hasbro panel at SDCC, where they revealed a whole friggin' bunch of stuff. And I am going to just start throwing it out in a second here. So first thing they showed, first ever Studio Series Commander class figure. I can get a good image of it, dang it. Oh, here we go. Studio Series 86 Commander Class Ultra Magnus. This is going to be a completely new sculpt. It is an all-in-one transformation, so there's no inner white Optimus Prime robot. But it's also going to be a way more robust and well-articulated figure because of that. And I also think it's fair that they're doing that, because we literally just got a figure with a white Optimus Prime inner robot in Siege and Kingdom. And this is way more animation accurate. You never saw a white Optimus Prime in the animation.
I know, but I like white Optimus.
Okay.
What are the chances this is going to be a retool for RID Magnus?
I could see that. But God, that would be a lot of retooling.
I mean, and Hasbro's been doing crazy shit with retools. That's the only reason why I think it.
Mm-hmm. Also, they had a in-hand production sample, and they did a very cheeky reference, because when they first brought him out, he was carrying the free Autobots that he carries into Autobot City in the deleted scene from 86. That's a really cool deep cut. Also, they pulled out the robot mode model to show that you can disassemble him to replicate him getting blowed up in the movie.
Bruh.
People were complaining about that, being like, oh, he's gonna break. It's gonna be broken.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, have y'all not even put your hands on the other figures they have that have the same?
Did you get Cup? Did you miss Cup somehow? Because Cup has that same feature and he's fine.
Well, not even that, but every single fucking Iser and whatever the fuck does the same shit.
And then they went into some movie, some Bayverse Studio Series stuff. All the Decepticons from the first movie, except for Brawl, are getting a team pack that's going to be Amazon exclusive. We've had all of these figures before. This is just in a new box. Because I think they did this for the Autobots as well. Just trying to get for hotshot figures. Then they finally unveiled the new Walmart subline, which we've known about for a long time because it leaked. But this is the first official acknowledgement of, hey, here's Legacy Evolution Toxitron Collection Toxitron, who looks great. I do really want him. I haven't gotten my hands on any version of this mold yet, so
is this G2 stuff?
Yeah, this whole subline. It's called the Toxitron Collection, but it's all G2 homages and like unreleased G2 homages.
Ooh.
So here is G2 Grimlock out of the Studio Series figure.
Why does he look piss yellow?
Because that's how that figure was going to look. It was the 90s.
The 90s extreme colors.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Studio Series redecos, here's G2 Jazz. All right, moving on.
He looks like a
G2.
popsicle.
Yeah.
They all look
G2.
like popsicles.
G2 Laser Cycle. This is a character that I only really know of as a figure from G2. So I guess nice that they're finally getting a new figure, but I don't know
Their
if I'll pick
helmet
this up.
looks Nightbirdy.
Yeah, because this is the motorcycle mold that was originally Prime RC, and then it was Laser Rod, and I think this is the third use of it. There might be another one. I'm not sure. I could see it getting reused again as Nightbird, though.
Okay,
Aurelia or whatever. Aurelia, that 2-pack.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's air. They used her as Ariel in the Wardon 2-packs.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. The way that they have what's the word for it on a motorcycle? The plastic bits on the motorcycle part. The fairings. It looks like Rider Machine 1. Like you could do a repaint to make it look like
A little bit, yeah.
Motorcycle.
I've never noticed that before. Here is G2 Mirage. I actually really like these colors together. I don't know why. It's very garish, but it's fucking doing stuff with Fortnite, to be honest.
The colors together look fine. I don't think it's a good color scheme for Mirage.
Oh yeah.
That's the one I want the most. Straight up. It's the fucking one I want
Here's
the most.
Thing. I can imagine Pete Davidson's. I can imagine Pete Davidson's voice coming out of that character.
All right. G2 Sideswipe, everybody.
How many of these are exclusive to Walmart?
There's a few. This is a whole subline. This whole Toxitron collection is.
See, I like Sideswipe because he's one of the playable bots in Devastation, and he's my favorite to play as. This does nothing for me.
Yeah, I mean, they've also, like, repainted this mold infinity billion times at this point, so...
It's not a bad mold, though. It's not.
Yeah. Speaking of not a bad mold, G2 Dead End!
That looks more like Sideswipe than the actual Sideswipe.
It was the 90s, my dude.
Yeah.
Also G2 Autobot logo.
Yeah. This is in
like
the...
logos, though.
This is in the same subline, but it's not technically a G2 character. I think this was like a BotCon repaint or something originally. But Cloud Cover is a part of this subline. I actually really like these colors on this mold.
This is good.
I don't know if I'm going to pick this up. Like, I know nothing about this character, but it's cool that it's happening. It looks nice. And I have very similar things to say.
It was unreleased.
I'm sorry?
I think Cloud Cover was an unreleased G2.
Oh, okay. And I basically feel the same way about this next figure, the Target exclusive Robots in Disguise 2001 tow line out of that Junkion mold. What is it, Scrap Hook?
Yeah, I don't know why this got announced or whatever. This shit's like in stock on everything. Like you can get it on Pulse.
It might have just been like, hey, this is also an exclusive in case you didn't know.
Well, in case you didn't know.
I mean, they officially announced it a while back. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I know we've known about it forever.
Well,
I'm excited for that. That's like my second favorite Transformer.
Whoa!
Something that leaked, but we were all kind of guessing as to what it was going to be. Amazon exclusive Deadeye Duel 2-pack. Buster, get ready to scream. Okay. IDW2, Cascade, and Javelin are getting Generations figures.
Wait, is that the news reporter or a different one?
I don't know. I literally had never heard of these characters before these toys got announced.
Okay, sorry. A lot of the G2... So, here's the thing. Any Transformers of a large cast, even the ones I like, kind of blend in. So let me just Google it to make sure who these fellas are. And just educate you on... Javelin. Who is Javelin? Javelin's like the one on the right, because that's the one I think I more recognize. IDW 2019 continuity. No. Oh, she was like a sniper, like from like that was kind of part of the operations. Let me look. I think both of them are just part of like the Burks who just kind of did cool shit.
Yeah, Cascade is also like specifically called out as a Centicon Cascade, which I think is really cool. Oh yeah, that's only a thing in that continuity.
Yeah, the Asenticons. Yeah, it was just basically just there were mooks. Maybe they did more in the other freaking. So I've only read the main comic right now, but like, yeah, it's still. I like those designs. I like
It's
the
also
comic.
like more female characters. We can always
Yeah.
use more of those in these brands. And like I am sick and tired of the mold that they used for Cascade. But man, Javelin being a reuse of the Bumblebee movie RC, that's really smart. Um,
Yeah.
but the Amazon exclusive that sorry, did you want to say something, Snowcone?
Yeah, what's wrong with the Cascade mold?
It's
That's
just we've been using that mold since Power to Primes.
well, I mean, I thought it worked a little bit better with the Chromia upgrades for Siege.
True, but it's still like just not a fantastic mold in my opinion.
Yeah. I'll honestly like. I would scream. I would also scream more if they did the news reporter character. She's one of my favorites from IDW too.
Yeah, maybe we'll get her
That sniper
eventually.
figure is phenomenal, and I hope they get more interesting. Or it's interesting to see them take something that's a studio figure first and redo it. Shut up. I don't think we brought it up, but on Powerlink's box, Powerlink's Hotshot's box, you
Yeah.
do see Armada Thrust.
Oh yeah, and he's on the Earthrise Seeker mold.
People are saying that. I'm not sure if he is. He
People
could
are-
be Needle Nose.
People are like really damn sure it's the Earthrise mold. I think it's the Earthrise mold just looking at it. But I also keep seeing people say like, "Oh damn it, it's on the Earthrise Seeker mold. It should have been Needle Nose," and I'm like, I literally don't care.
I was seeing people saying that it should be G-Axis, but I think it might be anyways.
Hmm. But I think the big winner for the fandom in general, at least on my timeline, out of the Amazon exclusives, was the final one they showed, which was they're calling this Galaxy Prime, but this is straight up IDW Nova Prime. Which
What
is
Nova Prime?
Nova Prime is like a
Go ahead.
he's like an ancient prime who came back and started causing trouble and was like one of those every once in a while a guy shows up and is such a dickhead that Optimus and Megatron have to work together to stop him.
Yeah, wasn't he like all of you modern Transformers are like unclean?
Yeah, he's a space racist.
It's just weird that mold
Why
has
was
been
everyone
called
getting
Galaxy
hyped
Prime
about-
twice.
Because he was a cool villain. People liked him, and he hadn't gotten a toy that was really accurate to his IDW design yet.
Valid, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that what they called the Cybertron Prime? They called him Galaxy Prime.
Yeah,
The
and
same mold?
this is a repaint remold of that. Like the head, the chest armor is new. They added in new pieces for the wings, but for the most part, it is kind of just that mold in white, and it's surprising how well it works for him.
I will repeat a joke I said somewhere else when I saw that somewhere else. That Transformer looks like he'd be doing a Halo drop to Freebird Solo.
Then they went into the next wave of Legacy, and I think we've seen most of this already, either leaked or officially. But they showed Deluxe Medics. He looks fine. I know nothing about the character, and I don't really have much experience with this mold, so whatever. Oh, I didn't realize this was next. I thought this came after the wave. They showed the next Transformers Pulse exclusive item, a box set of the Legacy Stunticons in toy colors. Which is really funny. It's like a reverse Takara of taking toys that are very much based on the animation and trying to blunt force them into being the toy versions. Also,
yeah, I mean, we all knew that we were getting this.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like cool. All of them. It's all of them in a box. You don't have to like piecemeal it out over the course of a year and a half. So, if I get these toys, this might be the way I do it. Because I still haven't gotten any of them, though I do really want to mess around with that Motor Master. Okay, then they showed another PulseCon exclusive, and this is the thing you were wanting to jump the gun on earlier, Cody. The next Shattered Glass release is going to be a 2-pack of Sideswipe and Whisper with Rodimus. And that Sideswipe has some new parts to him. He's got a whole new little buddy with him. All of it looks very familiar to fans of a certain iteration of Transformers from 2003.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's some good shit right
there.
What
iteration?
One, it's great to see
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great to see this Rodimus mold come back. I had the special Power of the Primes version of this character. And I don't know. I mean, I ended up getting rid of it, but I love that toy anyways. That toy's fucking gold.
Yeah.
I was already planning on buying this repaint whenever they did that. To slap it in with a figure, like one, I remember seeing this like BotCon toy back in the day. I remember seeing that color scheme on that Minicon already. And like I wanted that shit so bad. I didn't know what it was. And like for me, like I don't even give a fuck that that's supposed to be Shattergas, whatever the fuck, Sideswipe. Like it's going up on the shelf. It's a car former. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, but I'm there for the Minicon. The colors are great. I know both figures are good, but that Minicon is just pristine. It's so good to see two on the same day, and it immediately shows we're getting deep cuts because that's brand new molding. Also, we're probably getting that figure in regular colors.
Oh yeah.
But just the fact that they're going like they're definitely going to go all in on it in some way. So I don't know. It's great.
Yeah, I can definitely see that Minicon. I can see this deluxe getting released as Armada Wheeljack, and I can see that Minicon either being packed in with him because oh man, this is the 11th billionth release of that mold, or potentially we get a what's the word? We get a core class release of that Minicon because I've been predicting since fucking Armada Hotshot got revealed that like they'll start doing core class Minicons at some point. Also, it wasn't in the panel slides, but the official images for this set came out when it went up on Pulse the next day. So we got to see the robot mode for that Minicon. And it's about the same as Jolt. It is very similar to the original figure, but there's a little bit more articulation. So, ooh man, I'm tempted by this. But I'm probably gonna wait for the Wheeljack version.
Hold on, let me slap you with this because
Oh
here's picture of Homeboy, and then here is picture of the original.
Oh, there's a lot more articulation actually. Damn,
a lot of the old Minicons we do not remember.
Yeah, I guess so. Holy shit.
It looks like he's got rotating bits for hands, even though they are little guns. He looks like a Cobra Bat to me, also.
I can see that, yeah.
I mean, he's got the visor and the colors just with yellow. But, yeah, I mean, you can see it's like they took the chest and kept it the same, but then just made it like way better.
Yeah. But then they went into Studio Series Rise of the Beasts, and they revealed a couple core class figures. Freezer is being brought back out as Novocaine. It's a slightly different paint scheme, but just the same toy. It is...
I'll say when I saw that posted, I had like my neck fucking broke because I was like, wait a minute, is this a new one? And the gun is like the dong on this. Am I seeing this right? And I had to like zoom in on it
I can
because
totally
that's what
see
it
how
looks
you.
like. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it is different.
Holy fuck.
We need to get this guy to Billy Joe Armstrong.
All right. The next thing they showed was
Because he wrote a song called "Give Me Novocaine."
Jesus Christ. Noah Diaz in exosuit that looks nothing like the exosuit from the movie because it's probably based on concept art.
Yeah. It looks
That little toy looks
fine.
fucking sick. I love that thing.
I love the little Mega Man hand.
Yeah, it's got a Mega Man head. I like the helmet a lot. Kind of reminds me of that Maverick Hunter X reboot. That's a deep cut.
Like I'm just so ecstatic because like the Legends or Scout class Transformers were always some of my favorites because I would always obsess over something that was in a smaller package, probably because it was the thing that I could get more because that was the cheaper thing. It's like, oh, we can get you this, we can't get you the Prime over here. But like I like those anyways because it always felt like the value is there. It's like, oh, this is everything. He's got like a little gun there. He turns into a plane. He's got good articulation. It's a tiny little robot action figure, and like that is like the perfect niche. I think he looks fine as like just a random whatever thing.
And I mean, just going off of what you said, I would not be surprised if like this ends up being like some kid's favorite Transformer when they grow up.
Oh yeah,
like I had this toy because this was all my family could afford, and he went on so many adventures when I was little.
Yeah. Also, like I've spent like 20 minutes trying to find the Transformer I was talking about. Her name is Andromeda. Her name's Andromeda. That's the one I was talking about for IDW2.
Oh,
really want a figure of.
Oh, they could freaking use the like Skid's crosscut mold for her, I think.
Just like it's a long shot, I know, but like I don't know. That's the if any character from IDW2 can get a figure, that's the one.
All right,
I think it'll happen.
They then moved into deluxes. Rise of the Beasts Nightbird. She looks okay. I was really excited about her when I first saw her. Then I took another look at her like a few hours later. She's got a lot of back kibble going on in robot mode.
Yeah, it's pretty chunky. I like the helmet, but everything else.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing with this. Because it already kind of looks like it from the photos. I'm betting that one, that might be a little mistransformed, but two, you could see those dinky little weird wings in the back, and I'm not sure why they're there. It kind of looks like that kibble is supposed to flip out, like the doors and shit. To do, I don't know, make extra wings or something. Either way, it's kind of rough.
Yeah. I could see it doing that, but I'm honestly probably not going to get this toy because Nightbird didn't like super enthuse me as a character in Rise of the Beasts. But then they went into some more 86 stuff and they showed off Core Class Decepticon Frenzy open bracket red closed bracket. They're doing it. They're keeping up the joke. They're finishing it. Hooray! I'll get this and replace my my Siege Rumble with him, and I'll never call him Frenzy.
Damn.
But it says Frenzy on the box.
Well, what does that box know? It's just fucking ink on cardboard.
But it's on the box.
How many more stuff we got left? It just hit me. That's 10:30.
We got a lot left, Buster. You can duck out early if you want, I guess.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm still gonna try to stay.
Okay. Voyager Class 86 Wheeljack. It's exactly what we thought was going to happen eventually. It's the studio series Ironhide, but as Wheeljack. Finally, the character that's actually supposed to have those guns is going to be made out of this mold. Looks great. I hope they fix some of the tolerance issues I heard about with Ironhide. Other people had. I didn't have them. But yeah, definitely a must get for me.
Yeah, he means Ratchet.
Did I not say Ratchet?
You said Ironhide.
No, you said Wheeljack.
Yeah, I heard a Wheeljack.
Why the fuck did I say Wheeljack? What the hell?
White robot,
Um,
white robot, white robot.
No, you probably saw the post that I saw talking about that weird other announcement where somebody said this should have been Wheeljack from Rise of Beasts, or some weird version of like the G1-ified Wheeljack, and it was for the other announcement, the other van shaped based off of this mold loosely.
Oh,
that
yeah.
happened at Comic-Con.
That's technically not an SDCC thing, so I don't have that. But they announced a Stranger Things crossover that's the pizza van from the newest season, and it looks like shit.
I think it looks fine. Like, I'm obsessed with the Vanagon model of Volkswagen vans, so I was like, immediately I was like, oh, sick. Like,
It'll
the weapons
probably-
look cool, but I know it's going to be too expensive, and it's like, why?
The
head
toy will
looks dumb.
probably be fine, but it's like, of all the fucking things you could have made, you like, for a new crossover that's a new character again, why that van from Stranger Things? Like, why not fucking Hopper's police pickup or something like that? Or, like, something from literally any other franchise. It's just my
That would be
personal take.
too cool to get, like, a Chevy Blazer Transformer.
That's true. But then a couple hours after the panel, and Buster, here, we're doing the thing. You can go to bed after this. A bunch of leak listings popped up via the Target internal systems. This is technically not SEC news, but Buster wanted to talk about it because the leak listings are for Legacy year-free stuff. There's going to be a Leader Beast Wars Tigerhawk, a Voyager Beast Wars Silverbolt, Voyager Animated Optimus Prime, Voyager Prime Thundertron, and Voyager Cybertron Starscream.
Animated Optimus, baby.
Unless that actually means Cyber Starscream.
You mean Cyberverse?
Or just Cyber or something else that we don't know.
What if it's
I'm assuming it's Cybertron.
What if it's Starscream but painted up like Tron?
I mean, there's also a leaked listing for a Cyber Hotshot, and a lot of people are assuming that's Cybertron Hotshot, so this would be a Starscream to go with him. Similarly to how we got Armada Hotshot in Starscream in Legacy Year 1 or Year 2.
Like, I'm just, like, I've been trying to collect, like, as well, because Animated was my Transformers growing up, so I've been, like, trying to collect all the Transformers from Animated to put into into my collection. I already have a bulkhead. I'm just using the Prime bulkhead. Prowl is on my list. He's at my local Walmart. I'm gonna pick him up soon. And then I got Prime. I already have basically, like, my friend linked to me, like, hey, this will work well for a Bumblebee. And then I'm just waiting for Ratchet to have the Core 5 of Animated on my shelf. Like, in just, like, more modern context.
We're definitely going to get that Bumblebee.
Oh, okay.
They're probably going to, like,
there was
walk
a
that
listing
out.
for that Bumblebee months ago.
Okay, so I'm going to wait on the Bumblebee.
Also, like, I'm glad you're excited, Buster. I'm glad you're getting fed as an Animated fan. It's just, to do the Optimus Prime from that show seems like such a safe choice to me. Same thing with, like, Beast Wars Silverbolt, and Cybertron Starscream. I mean, yes, they have to complete the team, but it's like that doesn't seem like, whoa, we're getting that guy. Like, I'm waiting for friggin' Lugnut and Lockdown, okay?
Yeah, fair. I just want to get, like, the Core 5 Autobots.
No. You know who needs to have a new toy to have a second chance at everything to be really good?
Who?
Animated Wreck-Gar.
Yeah.
Wreck-Gar?
Oh, that's
Weird Al?
Weird Al.
That's Trashmaster.
Yeah, Trashmaster's probably going to get remolded, repainted into that.
Okay, I would love a Wreck-Gar, but I don't know how, like, likely that is. I think we're probably have to go for the Core 5 in Animated so far.
Also, Prime Thundertron is such a fucking weird pull, because that dude wasn't even in that show. Like, that was a toy-only character for that series. Yeah. I'm thinking they were just like, shit, we have nothing else we could reuse Leo Prime for.
Oh my god, yeah, and it just, like, I know, like, I guess they just blew their Prime load early with RC and Bulkhead, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and Knockouts, and Skyquake and Dreadwing are coming out.
Yeah, so. I also, like, because of the news, I dug up my bulkhead. I was stuck mid transformation because I'm dumb, but I finally decided to watch some YouTube videos and fix it. And yeah, it's a really fun toy. I really like my bulkhead.
Okay, I'm officially the only person who doesn't like that toy.
Is that the do you have the first edition bulkhead or the
the
Legacy bulkhead?
Yeah.
the Japanese one?
No, the American one. I got it from Walmart.
The Legacy Prime bulkhead that was on your top 10 that year, Snowcone.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, right, you're talking about modern. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that one still. Sorry, Buster.
I'm messing with it right now because you're all talking about it.
Okay.
Can't wait for him to join his friends.
Well, that's
Dude,
officially...
Gun is my favorite. Sorry.
That is officially it for Transformers news. Let's dip back into some comics toy news, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let people know it's all toy news from here on out. This was technically revealed right before SDCC, but it was also like their big. It was advertised as like, this is our first announcement going into SDCC. This is the big kickoff to the festivities. McFarlane Toys is doing a Batman and Spawn 2-pack. Based off of that new Batman Spawn comic. That's just...
Who cares?
It's their Nightfall Batman in a new color scheme and their Mortal Kombat Spawn in a new color scheme. I think that sword is literally the only new molded plastic in this set. Todd.
Hold on now. Is that the Mortal Kombat Spawn?
Yeah, it's totally the Mortal Kombat Spawn.
I don't think that's Mortal Kombat Spawn.
I think he's got a new cape. I think he's got the classic Spawn cape.
No.
Didn't they give him that cape in the Spawn's Universe line? Like, it's still that same base mold, just with a new cape.
That's okay. Mortal Kombat Spawn and the very first Spawn Universe, when they really started going hard on new Spawn toys, are different. That's the new Spawn one.
Oh,
okay. There's not enough detail on the suit for it to be the Mortal Kombat one.
Awesome.
But also what it is the Mortal Kombat Spawn is just that character in Mortal Kombat, so it's just a normal version of Spawn anyway, so that's why I think it's stupid close.
You know what fucking set me off that made me think it was Mortal Kombat Spawn? This is a really stupid thing I've had for a long time.
I think it shares pieces with the original.
I didn't realize that Spawn had one big boot for years until Mortal Kombat came out, and I thought like that was a little flourish they put on him in that Mortal Kombat game to make him look unique.
Yeah, see, that's the Mortal Kombat one.
And then I realized later, like, oh no, that's a comic book thing. But sometimes still my brain will go, oh, it has one big boot, so it's Mortal Kombat Spawn. And it's like, no, he has that in the comics too, you dumbass.
That's the Mortal Kombat one. There's a lot of texturing on the suit.
Yeah, okay. It's the Spawn, but it's still reuse. It's the Spawn's Universe Spawn and the Nightfall Batman.
I understand. It was just like, yeah.
Actually, I think maybe Batman's head is new. Maybe that's a new head sculpt. I don't think I've seen that particular expression on a Batman from Todd before.
You know what? Now that they're doing figures again and Todd has the rights to DC, you know what they should do? They should do a Spawn Batman 2-pack from the 90s one, and you have a secondary Spawn head with a Batarang in it.
Yes. Okay. So this is kind of a big deviation for us. I don't think we've ever talked about this franchise on the channel before, but this was kind of the talk of the show, toys-wise, for the first couple of days of SDCC, and they'd been teasing this for a while beforehand. So I feel like we would be doing a disservice if we didn't at least talk about it for a minute. So Super 7 has been doing a line of super articulated Thundercats original cartoon figures for a few years now called Thundercats Ultimates. They did a crowd-funded Thunder Tank a few years ago, and their big Thundercats thing for this show is they're doing a crowd-funded Cats Lair play set.
Holy shit.
Keep in mind, that Lion-O standing in front of it, that's about as big as your Sleepwalker, Boingo.
That's going to be a lot of empty plastic.
Yeah, this is big enough to take up an entire, like, fucking living room. And it's... I don't remember how many backers it needs, but the campaign's going to run for 2 months. It is $650 plus another $100 for shipping. fucking insane. Just gonna grab a couple like detail shots. They got like a little cannon hidden in one of the paws. I think a lot of this is pulled from either the cartoon or the original playset from the. I don't remember who was the original owner of Thundercats that did the toys back in the day. Do you know that offhand, Snowcone?
And I don't know.
No, I don't think it was a Kenner thing. But like, there's a ledge where you can put guys. You bring it around the back. There's like a meeting room with a table and chairs for the full team, including Snarf. There's a bunch of like computer consoles and stuff in the center. Like it is, they tried to squeeze as much value as they could into this thing, and it is really impressive. I've been told by a lot of people it's one of those things where until you are in the room with it, you cannot get your mind around the size of this thing. But I do not give remotely enough of a shit about Thundercats to ever want this. Like, my only Thundercats exposure is 2011 Thundercats, and I didn't even finish that show. So,
and that's really fair. They didn't even finish that show.
I didn't get to. It got canceled.
That's the joke!
I know, but don't make it sound like they did it on purpose.
I know. It's fair.
I like that show.
It was good. I enjoyed it too.
Can't believe Chris Wonder Rider Gaston.
That was just too easy of a joke. Come on.
Early bird exclusive. You get a key because
the original God. Thundercat's going to be in Kingdom Hearts.
The original toy, there was a gimmick where you could unlock the castle and the secrets, like with He-Man's sword and Castle Grayskull. I don't know. This is one of those things where it's like, that is really damn impressive. I wish you the best of luck, sir. But there, we acknowledged it. We can move on. Let's talk about something Goofy NECA freaking unveiled. Because for a long time, they've had the license to this character, and we've been saying, hey, do the thing. You should do the thing, NECA. Come on, just do the thing. And they're like, that's a separate license. It's going to take us a while to acquire that. And it's like, well, call me when you acquire it. Guess what? They fucking got the rights to the 80s Flash Gordon movie.
Hell yeah.
So they're doing Flash. They are doing Ming the Merciless. If I can get that picture in there. There we go. Nice. And they're doing Brian Blessed's character, whose name I don't remember, but I've seen a lot of funny clips of him in that movie. So this is the only one I'm like remotely tempted by. Like, look at that screaming face. Oh, man.
Yeah, they got the faces perfect. That thing looks incredible.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I would also want to, like, display those with, like, figures of Queen.
Mm-hmm. Get the SH Figure Arts Freddie Mercury. Voltan is Brian Blessed's character. It says it here in the article. Yeah, no, those look great. I don't know if I'll actually get them, but man, they're tempting to me.
I've seen so many Flash Gordon figures where I'm just like, oh man, I love the concept of this old cheesy Golden Age serial character, and I would love to have them. I wouldn't pay that much for them.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about some He-Man stuff, because obviously Mattel was there showing off a lot of stuff for the upcoming waves of the line. First of all, in the Masterverse line, you have Masters of the Universe Revelations Battle Armor He-Man. I think you wore the battle armor in like one scene in that show. It's gonna have the old gimmick. You can damage it. You can swap them out. That's fine. But
gonna head to bed now, fellas.
All right, plug your shit.
I am Buster Corp. I do lots of videos on the YouTube channel. Check them out. I think they're good. I think Vac thinks they're good too. So hey, that's the Vac seal of approval. And I'm also at Twitter for as long as that exists at BusterBoy3. Also at Tumblr where I just kind of reblog whatever. Bye. Woo.
We need to make that like a little PNG of Vac approves.
It took them saying all of that for me to friggin' put Buster's channel in the chat.
A Vac approval sticker. That's what we need. So
we need that emoji.
All the things.
Somebody make a Vac approved image, and make it something we can actually use. Don't make it like dirty or anything. All right, getting back to He-Man. Something I'm actually a little bit interested in, Sorceress Tila from the end of Revelation.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, with these two figures, they revealed they are changing the packaging for Masterverse next year. It's going to have a little bit less of a window. It's going to feature a little bit more of the artwork. Oh my god, they're getting rid of windows on packaging. This is the worst thing ever. How am I going to know if my toy got stolen or not? Mattel! Really? Nobody's going to say that? Nobody's going to do it like they did for Hasbro? All right, you fucking bitches.
And you could see it right there.
Yeah.
Right where?
I don't know. I just feel like it's coming. And I'm gonna be on edge until it does. Anyways, let's talk about all the new Eternia reveals. All these guys are brand new. There's going to be a Snout Spout, a Triclops, a Mechanic, a new Man at Arms, and there's someone in the back there that we'll talk about in a second. But man, friggin', my favorite He-Man character, the friggin' ridiculous idiot firefighter that is Snout Spout, finally getting a new figure that looks cool. I am very tempted by this.
Oh, yeah.
Loving. Before I knew what He-Man was, like for a long time before I knew what He-Man was, I knew what Mechanic was as a toy, and I also knew the weird sonar guy or whatever, the tornado one with the blue
Cyclone.
face. Yeah. So those two figures are just great. That Mechanic has an articulated neck. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I've been
that's
waiting
so
for that
cool.
figure. I think that's one of like the coolest toys. Like if I had to make a list of like interesting action figures, like silly action figures, like that Mechanic is right there. I think that's the perfect kind of example of shit that I like to see in a action figure. The elephant though, that is all brand new sculpt. That is bigger than all the other ones.
He's taller than the guys. He's like friggin' Serpentor size.
Yep. That's a must.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
I'm so hyped. He comes with an effects piece for his snout, man.
Yep.
Also,
what are they gonna make the dude that's like mossy?
Mossman? They did him in the first wave.
The
first thing they did one of them.
Yeah.
Was he felty?
No, he wasn't flocked.
They did a flocked one.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, but I
in some of these pictures, you should see a new flocked one, actually.
Okay.
But it's a different line.
Well, new Eternia Man at Arms looks fine.
Look at that mace.
It's cool that they're giving him an alternate head so you can have him not have a mustache like the original toy if you really want to. But, like...
Why would you want that?
Yeah, exactly.
The mustache is iconic.
The helmet that you see in that photo is the like concept art head.
Okay. Anyway, let's move into Origins reveals. I think a lot of this we had seen before, or like had been teased at last year's Comic-Con. Like I think those Skeleton Warriors were in like the Eternia display last year. But that Rock and Roll is his name. The frickin' meteor guy. He's new, and it's cool that they're going back to him, and like he can actually do a Rock Lord like the original toy could. I don't think I need him though. Frickin' Snake Man lady. She looks neat. I don't know anything about her. But in the background there's your new flocked Mossman, Boingo.
Neat. Also, the mythical creature that is called the Lamia.
But the big thing for Origins this year was they said all the toy homage figures are going to be Mattel Creations exclusives from now on, because in order to keep main characters on the shelves, they are switching retail Origins to be Filmation homage figures. You're getting figures that look like the Filmation character models of this is Tila and Man at Arms here, but have like the proportions of the original toys and modern articulation. That's fucking nuts.
Even more nuts is if you have the picture of the He-Man, you can see him standing in the background there.
Yeah.
But they don't quite have the original toy proportions. They have more realistic proportions. It's a brand new Buck. It's not the Origins Buck.
Oh, there's Trapjaw. And you can see he's holding up like a crystal chicken leg. They're all gonna come with accessories that are specific call-outs to episodes of the Filmation cartoon. That like stuff that only appeared in one episode. Like those masks in the background of the Snake Men are, I think, are one of them. And they're coming with the Skeletor, who I just got to in the slides. God, that Skeletor looks great.
Yeah, that Skeletor is something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you said it, Bob.
Here is a better shot at a He-Man. And also, I think this is the first time we saw a physical prototype of the Origins Snake Armor He-Man, the 2000X homage, and he's looking great.
That is a repaint.
Oh, it is?
From what I understand, Origins has been popping off. Those glow-in-the-dark skeletons, I think, got announced early, like 3 months ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I simply cannot keep up with Origins. Like, it's not a line I collect at all, so it's just like I only see it at shows like this.
Well, they've just been doing all of it. That's the thing. It got so popular, they were just doing all of it.
Okay. Trying to find, because I also had like opened a bunch of articles, and now I'm going through. I'm like, okay, where's new stuff? A lot of these are just like photos of booths that were just like, here's prototypes you've already seen.
Where's all the farticles?
Yeah, hang on. Oh man, I haven't seen these before, but I'm sure they've already been revealed. Hiya Toys J.J. Abrams Star Trek. I did not know this was happening.
Brand new.
That's new?
That's brand new, and it's at it's at the 3 3/4 scale.
Yeah, these look really good for 3 3/4 scale. Also, like, friggin' Hiya, somebody making new toys of the J.J. Abrams movies this far on is kind of nuts.
The Calvin timeline?
Yeah.
Why is it called the Calvin timeline?
Because there's a ship that only appears in that timeline called the USS Kelvin, which is named after J.J. Abrams' grandfather, who inspired him to get into filmmaking.
Oh, okay, that's a lot sweeter than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I don't know.
I thought it was like one dude named Kelvin just fucked everything up.
That would be great, but no. Okay, here's something Buster probably would have enjoyed commenting on, but fuck it. Sentinel is doing a non-transforming figure of the Netflix Voltron design.
That's the thing.
Yeah. I love how it looks. It looks a little blocky for my taste, but it's not bad. And I mean, it's Sentinel, so articulation is probably their main focus. And I am just quickly scrolling through the Mezco booth to see if they showed anything new, and it doesn't look like they did.
Allow me a single moment, please. I
Sure.
only saw a video about this earlier.
Okay.
Where it was just all gray model, not a prototype. I love this show. I love that Voltron design, and I love that yellow Voltron line specifically. Thank fucking God.
Okay.
I wasn't
There's
sure if they were going to turn it
Voltron that was revealed at this show. I think that might have been the gray model you're talking about. I'll show you that.
That is weird then. That's very weird that we're getting 2 of those.
Hang on, let me see if I can just go straight to that real quick. Okay, here. Blitzway is doing a new transforming toy of that Voltron, which is even bigger than this non-transforming one, and it's probably going to be like $300.
Well,
is that not the same? I guess that's not the same thing.
No, Sentinel and Blitzway are different companies.
But the Sentinel one looks like it transforms.
I haven't heard anything about it doing. Those are the animation models, dude.
That's pictures of the toys right there. That whole thing is a picture of the toy.
Huh. I had completely missed that. I had not seen anybody mention that it transforms.
Why the fuck are we getting 2?
I don't know. Here's the robot mode for the Blitzway one. I think it looks more animation accurate.
Yeah, you're right, but weird that I'm going to have to make that choice at all.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move into NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A lot of the stuff they showed we had seen before, but there were like little peeks and sneaks at things. Like, for example, in their Last Ronin line display, behind the prototype for their Last Ronin flashback Michelangelo, you can see some spirits looming in the window, some spirits of his past. It's probably going to be a box set of those turtles at some point, basically.
Yeah.
And I am just scooting through these images real quick, trying to find new stuff.
You know what's crazy at this exact moment?
What?
Almost so like where we are at now, there's this kind of pillar of things where it's like when it comes to media, there is a pillar of things that we keep doing new versions of, like G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man, Volt, well, not necessarily
the 80s
Voltron, but like
properties.
yeah, like but right now, at like these last few years, both Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and a couple of other things have followed this thing to where like we're just getting all of it. We're getting references to every iteration of TMNT right now, all the different like He-Man things, because they announced one of the new like He-Man Evil Lyn figures from the
Oh
movie.
yeah, I completely forgot because there wasn't like a good close-up shot of it from Toy Arc, but they're doing friggin' Dolph Lundgren movie Evil Lyn.
It's just like wild stuff.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. Speaking of which, this might have been shown before. This might actually be. Oh no, it does say coming soon on his nameplate, but I'd not seen this before. Friggin' Mirage Comics Baxter Stockman.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he looks great.
Like when it comes to the NECA Turtles, especially for the cartoon, they're doing like they're at the point where it's like if it was on a fucking episode, it's either already done or
Yeah.
getting done. Like
Speaking of which, Mirage Comics Rat King is coming.
Hell yeah.
He looks so fucking freaky. I love him.
I love him. I love him. Absolutely fucking adore this fucking weirdo rat man.
Yeah.
oh, you know what? I think Super 7 was gonna do that very same Rat King, and they canceled it.
No, they were gonna do the recent beat 'em up one, and people were like, "No, we want the animated one."
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that because we had like a whole confusion about that on No Prize one week.
Yeah, because it was the Rat King based off of the video game design that recently came out from the beat 'em up. I can't remember what it's called.
Also, Shredder's Revenge. Also, This is they showed a bunch of stuff for Secret of the Ooze, which we had recently had revealed but hadn't seen in hand yet. Foot Ninja 2-pack, and Professor Perry is standing behind him.
That's neat.
NECA's taken the if it was on screen approach with the movies now too.
Yeah, like here's Shredder's Trash Throne from Secret of the Ooze. That's going to get released.
God, it's beautiful. I really just like that alone.
Yeah.
I've had to very limit myself with like what I was picking up for the NECA stuff, and right now I just have it to where I got rid of my other turtle box set. I think, and my shredder. Did I get rid of the other turtle? I might not have actually. But I have the Casey Jones and Raph 2-pack, which is all I honestly would ever need. I might pick up some Foot sometime. Maybe that Shredder throne if I could find it and like it's a good looking price, but I don't know.
You heard it here first, folks.
Would you,
Cody sometimes says feet.
Would you get Training Kano and Foot Soldier?
I don't know. I was more excited about the Kano on the bike, but that's a exclusive, which is a really cool exclusive, but it's very expensive.
Yeah. Also, they revealed some new Universal Monsters crossovers. Wolfman Raph is coming.
That's cool.
And Creature from the Black Lagoon, Leo. Look at those lips.
Leo's finally a Florida man.
These are weird to me.
They are
like,
so weird.
They're cool, but they're now going back around because we already got you see the Leo right there, and you see the Raph. They did the Universal Monsters Leo and Raph last year, and we only just finished those. And Casey Jones was the last one they announced, and now they're doing more Universal Monsters. I guess I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a weird choice, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this line's neat, but it's not something I would ever buy. Like, I almost bought the Frankenstein Raph a couple of times, but ultimately opted out. Something that does look really fun, and it's going to be right up Boingo's alley. They're doing more Usagi Yojimbos. We are getting Samurai Usagi and Cyborg Usagi, because from what I heard, essentially the first two Usagis sold so well, and they were just done on like a limited license deal with Stan Sakai, that Stan Sakai turned back around and said to NECA, yeah, I want to sign a full deal with you guys. You can make as much as you like.
That's good.
Case in point, original comics Usagi is coming.
Hell yeah. On the cutesy little face, it's good.
I believe all of those are Paul Harding.
The sculptor, you mean? The guy who sculpted this figure is named Paul Harding.
But yeah, no, that future one, that's literally Stan has tried several times to do a sci-fi spin-off of Usagi Yojimbo. I think that's the design he uses for future Usagi. Hold on.
Interesting.
Character in Shredder's Revenge too. I think.
Also, from Archie Comics comes Belly Bomb. I've never heard of this character before, but he looks ridiculous.
I did not see that. What the fuck?
He looks great. I love him.
That is God. Oh my God, man!
What a guy!
That's peak physical form right there.
It just looks like me if I was like in My Hero Academia. I don't have any special ability. That's just what I fucking look like.
Holy fuck! I want to see that now.
Oh my God, I love that. I'll get that for I'll get none of the other cartoon fucking NECA shit. I'll buy that and just like put it on a shelf. Do what?
This is from the Archie Comics.
But it's turtle stuff, right?
Yeah, it's Turtles. But like NECA has like 20 different Turtles lines going at this point, and this is specifically supposed to be an Archie Comics guy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
look at the thing.
That's not any specific. That's very similar to Space Usagi.
But getting into actual NECA cartoon stuff, they unveiled their next one quarter scale, TMNT figure. It's Cartoon Krang.
Hell yeah.
They're doing a big ass friggin' Krang android bodysuit that can tower over your regular sized turtles or go next to the rest of your 1/4 scale stuff if you really want.
NECA, right?
Yeah.
I would be and like this is like the thing, one of the like there are certain NECA things that are done, just about everything they do, sculpting wise, accessory wise, and articulation, like it's really something special. But sometimes when NECA does matte paint on articulation, it just doesn't stay.
Yeah, it flakes.
Yeah, and like I look like, or it feels like looking at that photo of that Krang, like I could already just like feel like it eggshelling off of them.
True, but I also think that's a painted prototype. It might not look like that when they actually make it.
Yeah. It's very weird, the cuts of articulation, but there's not much you could do there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more of it for sure.
Yeah. Moving into more new 80s cartoon stuff. Speaking of which, another announcement coming from the Mutant Mayhem panel. Paramount got the rights to the original 80s cartoon, so that's going to be on Paramount Plus very soon. And that was the only thing they didn't have the rights to for the longest time. But toys from that, Business Casual Casey Jones, and Space Adventures Usagi and Donatello. I think we've seen the other people in this image. Also, next to Space Adventure Donatello is Samurai Adventure Michelangelo.
Look at these look. Look at that Donnie, man. Ah, man.
Yeah.
Being a fan of just about anything right now, you're just like overwhelmed with stuff to collect.
Mm-hmm. Also, that's it for NECA TMNT. I'm looking at the Jazzwares AEW stuff right now. Doesn't seem like they showed anything new. They just had like a couple of really good dioramas going on.
Trying to think if I could think to mention anything cool that happened. I know Lego announced a cool figure, or not a cool figure. Lego dropped 2 new things. I think there was a little bit more than that, but 2. There's a new Chewbacca statue that nobody seems to like. I don't think I like it either. And then the new the Marvels or whatever. They're getting a Lego set. And it's the Hoopty, it's their spaceship, and it comes with is that binary?
I don't know. I hadn't seen any of the Lego reveals.
Rambo.
Monica Rambeau. Yeah, she's being called Photon in the MCU.
There you go. Photon.
Yeah, Monica's also never gone by binary. That's always been Carol.
Mm-hmm. Here's something that might get your engine revving, Cody. Jazzwares, this was their big announcement at SDCC the first day. They got the Call of Duty license, and that's where all the people who were doing their 6-inch Fortnite stuff went.
It'll look really bad. I'm just gonna come right out of the gate. Every single one of those Call of Duty figures look bad. McFarlane's had that license before, and those figures looked better than these figures, and those figures are old McFarlane articulated, not good.
I don't love the way these look, but I was like, I mean, it looks like similar engineering to their Fortnite stuff to my eye, but I also didn't collect that stuff, so what do I know?
The Fortnite Jazzwares stuff felt good. The Fortnite or the Halo Jazzwares stuff is just mega trash.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this also seems like it might be joining the...
Well, speaking of their Halo stuff, they're doing a multi-pack of every version of Master Chief. I forgot how cartoony he looked at the outset.
I don't care.
Cody's just like, move on. This is trash.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, those... I was so excited for these figures, and one, I own 2 of them. One of them is a Master Chief who I can't throw a toy away, but he broke out of box in a way that you can't repair. His arm just shattered.
Damn.
And then the white one is fine, but he can't hold a pose, so I got him to stand up and just left him like that for 2 years now.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go back to some Marvel stuff for a minute here, because I have the Marvel display from the Hasbro Breakfast up, and this is something that we kind of started to talk about on No Prize last episode, but we hadn't really gotten fully into yet. They're doing a whole ass kids line for the new X-Men 97 revival. It's going to be basic figures of Rogue, Cyclops, and Wolverine. There's going to be an X-Jet that comes with Storm. There are roleplay Wolverine claws and a 2-scale, which is to say 12 inches tall, Sentinel. Which a lot of people are going yo, if you missed the HasLab Sentinel, here's your next chance. And I'm like, man, I might, because that's still big enough that I feel like it could work.
Yeah, but
the articulation looks good for the offering. That's essentially Marvel's like new entry. Like they're meeting DC because like DC is beating them in a lot of ways for like younger because like young kids aren't getting Marvel Legends.
Yeah, because they got the DC Superpowers line now and Page Punchers.
Yeah, like the Superpowers ones have been doing really good, and other figures like that, like the $10 options the 3 3/4 inch figures, like they've really been winning, and this just seems like the perfect response to it.
Yeah, it seems solid. Like it's also it's a new toy line, but like this is still all the same like Titan size figures that Hasbro's been doing.
Yeah. It's with the X-Men 97 designs and branding, and I think it looks cool. That X-Jet looks like a fun toy. I would have loved to have had that as a kid. It reminds me of the Justice League Unlimited Javelin I had as a kid. But the other new things from the breakfast were they had a display showing off their SDCC exclusive Marvel Legends Deadpool and Bob the Hydra agents. And the way they showed it off was they teased another Hydra figure. Female Hydra agent, recreating that meme.
Nice.
Look at those 2 different greens and yellow.
Yeah, something tells me one of those figures is hand-painted and one of them is a production sample. We haven't heard anything about the female Hydra agent since, but I would not be surprised if after how excited people got. Like, I think this might have just been for the breakfast display, but I think after how excited people got, they'd be stupid not to do it somehow.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised they haven't done that 2-pack yet, because it's just good. Because, yeah.
But we are also getting a repaint/remold of the MCU Infinity Saga Ironmonger as Detroit Steel.
Hell yeah.
I know nothing about Detroit Steel.
He was in US Avengers. If I remember right.
He looks neat. I've heard good things about that mold. I prefer to get it as the Ironmonger, but I never saw that 2-pack in person, so I don't know. We'll see. But that's everything Marvel from the Hasbro breakfast. The next day at the He-Man booth, there were a few new reveals in the case, which first and foremost, from the new show, Masters of the Universe Revolution, coming to Netflix, Gwildor's gonna appear in that show. And so he's getting a Masterverse figure.
Hell yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Gwildor is the frickin' movie exclusive character from the Dolph Lundgren movie.
Yeah, it was what they did instead of having to do what's
Orko.
the clip shit up? Orko.
Speaking of which,
because they didn't want to have a floating
comes with him. It's a 2-pack.
They didn't want to do a giant floating puppet, so they made like, okay, little dude.
Yeah. So now I guess they're kind of crossing the stream and putting them together. Also, Skeletor isn't gone forever. He's gonna have a comeback in Masters of the Universe Revolution, but he's now Skeletech.
Again, the box does just say Skeletor, like right under his arm.
Yeah, I know, but apparently at the panel they called him Skeletech, so that's probably what he's going to be called in the show, and they probably said put Skeletor on the box, because that's what they have a trademark for.
I do like the little robot legs.
Yeah. Also, apparently his arm is bendy wire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I saw it bend, but like,
yeah,
that's a very weird rubbery shape to be bending like that. I don't know.
Hopefully
he also comes with a crown.
He comes with what?
A crown. King Andor's crown.
I hadn't seen that.
Schmador, I don't know.
Interesting.
Oh my god, you're chewing.
Yeah, I'm just looking for stuff.
We're riding on a techno train.
Also at the Diamond Select booth, they had the prototypes for their Darkwing Duck and Negaduck. And they finally outright said, because this has been back and forth online forever since these figures got revealed, yes, they are going to be articulated. These are just the base prototype sculpts that they've been showing off.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah. Hopefully they turn out great. Also, they revealed 2 new Muppets figures, because Diamond Select has a Muppets line that gets like a new figure every 6 months. I don't know anything about Muppets. I don't know who these guys are. I miss Buster right now.
Bro, I'm like, I don't know. I forget what that guy's name is, but he's like a prawn, right?
Yeah.
That's great to see. I see he has no feet articulate. I mean, what are you gonna do? I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Let's move on to Jada Toys, because they showed quite a bit of stuff that I know Boingo is excited about. First of all, this was their SDCC exclusive, Evil Ryu. He comes with breakable signposts.
Yeah, that's much. There's two different kinds of Evil Ryu. Like the first big one came from the Alpha series. This is because me and Buster talked about this before. That's definitely the one from the most recent release of Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
They added They added Evil Ryu, Shadow Chun-Li, and Violent Ken.
Oh, all right. Also, this was their big. I don't think this is a property any of us particularly care about, but this was their big, like, hey, we got this license announcement for the show. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. They look like really good figures of those designs that I've seen around a lot in fan art. But
fan art.
Yeah, fan art.
I also imagine cosplay.
Yeah. The soft goods look fantastic. I hope the production versions look that good, because I've not seen soft goods that look that good on retail figures in a long, long time. But I'm probably not getting these. I haven't really gone in on anything Jada Toys. I just enjoy spectating their stuff. And I'm trying to get to the next thing in the slides. Okay. All the Street Fighter and Mega Man stuff was in one case right next to each other. So I'm gonna put up this one big image.
Here's all the Japanese shit, everybody.
Yep, here's all the video game shit that got that finally got eyes on this company. The new figures that we're seeing here are Guile, DJ, and Cammy. I think everybody else we'd seen before somehow for Street Fighter. The middle free Mega Man figures are all first time we'd ever seen them. The other ones we'd seen before in various ways. They're also
just for the sake of saying it, those are Woodman, Mega Man without his helmet, and Bubble Man.
Yeah. I'd seen that mentioned several times before, because a lot of people older than me who like the original Mega Man games have been getting really excited about this line, and they were talking about, like, oh, they're already going to Mega Man 2. This line's going to have legs, but, like, also please finish Mega Man 1.
These are also not some of the most popular Robot Masters from 2, so, like...
Yeah. That's the big thing about this line that's impressing people, is that they're actually doing Robot Masters, because it's almost always like, here's Mega Man base, maybe Roll, and maybe one or two Robot Man. Yeah, Proto Man, and maybe
all
one
in for me the second I see these in store.
Yeah, they look really good for figures of those designs. I'm just like, call me when you get to Mega Man NT Warrior.
I want all of those fucking Street Fighter figures. I wish I had the money. They look so fucking good. I'm trying to think of what other World Warriors they need left. I think it may be just...
They've said they want to do everybody.
I know, but like, I'm like, here's the thing. How often do you get like a chance to get a full World Warriors cast? Which I think is the only ones they may need left are Zangief and Blanca.
I love how the soft goods cape on M. Bison looks.
Oh, it looks, because it's Ryuken, Guile, fucking Yoga Man. I can't remember his name right now. Chun-Li, Zangief, Blanca. Who's the final one? Who's the final guy? E Honda. So we need Blanca, Zangief, and E Honda.
All right. Also, people were adding me about this Cammy. It looks like a good figure of the original Cammy design. I just only care about the Street Fighter 6 one.
You don't get to the Street Fighter 6 one without this Cammy, though.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that, but like, I'm not going to buy it.
That's also the Cammy right after she got out of brainwashing and is on the path of revenge.
Mm-hmm. Also, I don't know anything about DJ except that people were very excited that he's getting a figure. I do love how exuberant his signature pose looks, and that you can replicate it with the figure, though.
DJ, he is a dude. I think he uses like kickboxing and a little bit of capoeira. But basically, there was a trend in like fighting games and video games at the time, especially from Japan, of like the big black dude is a big, strong, angry guy, and Capcom of America representative, like person working on Street Fighter games, was like, "Hey, we should put a black guy in the game," and they did a sketch, and it's like the big, old school, angry guy, and he's like, "Whoa, no." And he drew them a sketch of basically guy, happy-go-lucky, biggest smile in the world, and that's the character that happened. And it's
nice.
like, oh, that's kind of neat. You tried to go out against stereotypes, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, one of the first things I ever knew from Street Fighter was the old internet meme of Guile's theme goes with everything. So I'm happy they got the Guile. He looks great.
Yeah. I cannot wait to see what he looks like face fronting.
Yeah.
Fei Long looks fucking amazing though. Look at that.
He's the Wave 1 boy a lot of people have been loving. Yeah. A lot of people say he's better than Ryu, actually.
Like, people would buy Fei Long just to have a Bruce Lee figure.
Yeah. And Mega Man Wave 3, we already talked about him a lot. I like these. I'm gaining new appreciation for these designs through them getting figures, but I also still don't have enough attachment to them to buy the figures. It's just like, oh, Woodman does actually look kind of cool in a doofy way.
I love the old school.
Yeah, they need to get the Guts Man.
They need Guts Man. They need Flame Man. Met. Wave 3 also has a Met.
Yeah, I don't know who that's coming with. I would assume Mega Man.
Hold on, let me look at the thing. Yeah, that's one specific design of Met. Which one is that from? Because they've gone through a couple different designs. I don't know. I'm not finding the right information.
All right. So that's basically everything for Jada. Hopping back into McFarlane for a hot minute. Another multi-pack they announced here that's a lot of re-release, but also a couple of new things that made me go like, holy shit. Batman movie multi-pack. It's every movie Batman in one multi-pack that's also like a Warner Brothers 100th anniversary thing, and comes with a bat signal that can replicate any of the movie bat signals. Most of these Batman we have before or are about to get, but Clooney and Keaton are brand new, and holy shit, Clooney and Keaton.
Just for one, I love that like this is pretty much like a direct spit in the face to everybody complaining about the McFarlane. Like, it's gotta die, dude. It's only Batman and Superman, and it's like, all right, well, here's all of them. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
The only thing that would have make this whole pack better, the first serial Batman and Adam West.
Oh yeah, that would have been great. But I don't think we have much else to say about these. Let's talk about Marvel Legends. Remember that line?
Marvel Legends.
So, we talked about how there's going to be a retail line for the X-Men 97 cartoon, but that's meant for the kiddos. For the adults that cartoon is actually aimed at, they're doing a Marvel Legends wave that's all going to be retro carded and is all new sculpts, or at least I think they're mostly new sculpts. There might be one or two bits of reuse. I'll talk about that as we go along. Anyway, here is damn, his fucking name just fell out of my head. Who?
Bishop.
Yeah. Bishop has an all new design for this season of the cartoon, and it looks really cool. He's definitely the most animated looking out of these figures, but I don't think that's bad.
You could straight up repaint that guy red and you can make him Commander Captain of Krakoa.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, if they don't do that within a year, I might do that. And here is Storm, who I actually, now that I'm looking at her, yeah, she is definitely mostly reused. I think that's just a new head.
Yeah, you know what? It's fine though. It's the classic costume with the punk hair.
Yeah. And here is the
Cloth goods cape.
Sorry?
I don't think she came with a cloth goods cape before, did she?
Yeah, there's been several rogues with that cloth goods cape, and that cloth goods is not goods. But this was the must get for a lot of people, including me. All new Wolverine, that is basically the mold we already have, but redone to be a little softer looking to go with the animation. Obviously, it's the animation colors. It's pinless. The claws are going to be a more rigid plastic, and he comes with an unmasked head.
Hell yeah.
This is your new Ultimate Wolverine, in my opinion. I'm going to replace my Apocalypse Wave 1 with this, because I'm very much a Tiger Stripe suit guy, and like I like that figure. I actually really like that figure. I've used that as my main Wolverine for a long time, but compared to this, he really shows his age. And also, I've never been a fan of the metallic paint on the blue parts on that figure, so getting one that's softer colors, oh man, I am very excited about this.
Perfect job.
And here is Rogue. Her jacket and arms and head are a new sculpt, but I think the rest of this is reuse from the Apocalypse Wave / retro carded Rogue.
Yeah, and that's the current Rogue look right now too. So
yeah,
I see my special New Orleans boy. I see my special Cajun guy.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a good slide of him real quick.
So far, like every single one of these are just like perfect inserts for me for like, because I don't own any of these characters. I mean, I own a couple Wolverines, but none that I don't own that one, and that's the one I've been fucking waiting for.
Yeah. Okay, so
they're
here's
all just like definitive.
He has a new head. The coat is a new sculpt, and I believe the arms have been updated to be pinless.
That looks so fucking... The swoopy hair, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, here's the other guy that had me thinking this whole wave was new sculpts, because he's a new sculpt. I think almost entirely. I could be wrong, but I think this is entirely a new sculpt. Magneto. And this is very exciting, in the same way that Wolverine is, of like, there's never really been a Marvel Legends Wolverine or Magneto that people have said is like fully satisfying. There's always been like little problems with them here and there. This looks pretty close to perfect, especially with the way the cape kind of like swoops up and over the shoulders, because that was a problem with the Magneto they'd had for a long time, of like it would kind of traffic cone around the shoulders and like dislodge itself. This is actually keyed in to the back and the shoulders and glued in. It's not a peg. That head is a much better sculpt than the one they've been using. And obviously the body is a new softer sculpt with pinless double jointed elbows and knees. I really like the way this looks. I haven't gotten a Magneto figure before, so this might be my first Magneto. The only thing I would add on to it is just give me a head that's him not wearing the helmet.
The only, and this is such a minor nitpick, it's not even like worth mentioning, but I prefer when the collar is a circle and not a square.
That's fair.
Square.
Mm-hmm.
The square is fine, but I like it when it's like it's a circle.
Yeah. And just to end it off, here's an up close shot of what those packaging is going to look like.
Yeah.
See, I didn't watch this panel or read anything about it. I didn't even realize they were the 97 designs. I just thought these are the classic designs, and I was like, oh, holy shit, we're getting fucking a good-looking Bishop. Because he doesn't look too much different than what I know Bishop to look like.
Yeah. I mean, he looks straight up like you could just paint him red and turn him into the Captain Commander.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
That's what in the Krakoa era, he's like one of the generals of Krakoa.
Yeah, he is the 4-star general, head of all the army, of Krakoa.
Like, up until like halfway through it, because he steps down at like the halfway point from that position. Cyclops was like the only guy who outranked him for a long time, and now I don't think anyone does.
No, though on the greater like scheme of the world of the Krakoa, Cyclops can still tell Bishop, "Hey, can you do this for me?" And Bishop will be like, "Yeah, I'll do it for you."
Because they're buds.
This is what Bishop looks like in the comics right now. Like, maybe add a jacket. Like,
yeah, he looks. Yeah, I can see it. I can see them doing that figure. And let's hop back to He-Man for a second, because there were a bunch of new figures added to the display after the Mattel panel. Origins, Extendar, and Cyclone. I think Cyclone was the other guy you were talking about having as a kid, Cody.
It's like news of like right now.
No, these were like the
I
other
saw
day.
the Cyclone.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the Extendar. Although this is the first time I saw him from this angle, but that's Origins for sure. I want to see that Cyclone and not Origins, because I am like I said, because I didn't know what these were. I didn't even see him with all his parts and stuff like that, but like I saw essentially that toy, and then the other one, and then Extended Neck.
Yeah,
Mechanic. And I was just like, I do want those skeletons though, since they're in the background there. Like I do want that 2-pack. They glow in the dark. I can't.
Mm-hmm. For Masterverse, a new reveal was new Eternia Trapjaw. Looks, Trapjaw is one of the Motu designs that I'm just always like, yeah, that looks cool. I'd like to get that, and then I never do because He-Man is always very low on my priorities. But this looks like a great Trapjaw, so I'll probably, I don't know. Maybe I'll pick it up. Maybe I won't. We'll see what happens.
That arm looks pristine.
Yeah, I love how hench it looks. Trying to look through to see if there's anything else. Filmation Beastman. Look at this friggin' smooth boy.
Jesus.
Bro, he's got an expression on him, man. Look, boy, he's got the most. That sure is a thing, like toy or like weapon.
Yeah.
I know what it's supposed to be, but like, god damn it, it still doesn't look good.
It looks
His
like
weapon has never looked good, in my opinion.
that. Looks like it should be like on the thing of like a gas pump.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, well, I'm getting that trap jaw because that's the same kind of feature I like, and that's why I like the Cobra Bats so much. Would that fit in the Cobra Bats hole?
He's got I have no idea.
I bet it would fucking go right on it. I bet it would, no matter what.
I'm being healed, so I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Now I have actual images from Todd's panel for Multiverse. They're doing a Batman and Robin wave.
Yeah, Freeze is a must.
Yeah.
I really want to see how good these are because I have a very special affinity for this movie.
Yeah.
And Freeze. Freeze.
I fucking love Arnold. So if he's probably the Build-A-Figure. But no, he is. Bane, dude. The Build-A-Figure is going to be Bane. They just haven't revealed it yet because none of these say Build-A-Figure over them.
No, but McFarlane does buy 4.
Oh shit!
I mean, if you're gonna make me buy the whole fucking cast, then oh well, you know. Like, what am I gonna be upset that I have to own those? It's like, oh no, now I have to fucking pose them like the cover of the VHS.
True. Fair enough. Next wave of Collector's Edition got unveiled. It's Sinestro, Firestorm, and Hawkman. I've never seen this Hawkman design before. I don't know what it's based on. Not in love with it, but Sinestro looks great, and Firestorm looks great.
Yeah, I don't know what that Hawkman is.
Yeah.
Cool. The wings.
Yeah. And this was the big thing out of the panel for most people. Because it's like a yes, finally, but oh fuck, did you have to? they're finally doing a comic book Wonder Woman, and she comes with an NFT.
That's not the only one to come with an NFT.
Yeah, but she was the first one they showed. Because the next one is they're doing she's part of a Justice League wave that's supposedly based on the first appearance of the Justice League, except why does Aquaman have a fucking beard? And they all come with NFTs. What the fuck, Todd? I'm big upset about that. I'm also going to skip over the next batch of Marvel stuff until Boingo gets back.
What is that Batman?
That is the Rebirth Batman. That's
He ain't got no ears.
They're very short in that series.
Bro, like, that's round. He's got a round head. And he looks dirty. That's a weird design.
It looks good in the comic, but yeah, it looks weird as an action figure. I agree. Actually, own that action figure, not that particular one, but like another figure of that design at one point, and it wasn't real great.
I'm looking at the first Rebirth sculpt. That is that figure. Oh man, you know what's weird? On HotTopic.com, they have the original version of that figure, and he's got the same exact. Let me see if I could. Oh, I sure can. Thank you, cell phone. Look at this. That's the same exact, like,
Jesus.
weird.
They're just bringing it out again with an NFT.
Well, no, not even that. Like, sure, like, yeah, it's a repaint or whatever. But, like, look at the way the hips sit and the way that the chest is bent.
Yeah.
I think that figure's like that mold is defective that way because that's the exact same pose.
That's
unless they
great.
photoshopped that.
Okay. You want to talk about something that is great?
Yes.
So at the Hasbro Star Wars panel, they unveiled Vintage Collection, Star Wars Ahsoka, The Ghost HasLab. Are you going in on it, Cody?
I don't know. I don't do the TVC stuff. If there was going to be one I do, it might be this, but I really don't know where I'd put it. I love this, though. This is, like, I think the strongest, like, HasLab they've done for Star Wars.
Yeah. It's almost embarrassing how good the Vintage Collection ones have been in comparison to Black Series.
I mean, like, this thing is perfect. Like, it is beyond perfect. The paint, the detail, the hidden features. Like, it's literally everything you need. Like, look at that chopper in there.
Yeah.
Man, and I mean, like, the Ghost, the interior is just perfect. It's got everything you would need for, like, any kind of scenes. Might be hard to, like, get a camera in there, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, it does, like...
oh,
man, that thing is a coffee table, you know?
Mm-hmm. And it's coming, all the stretch goals are special carded versions of the Rebels cast, but the card art is the frickin' mural from the last episode. Also, I think some of them have, like, updated sculpts. Like, I think that Ezra... Actually, I think all of them, except for Kanan, have actor likenesses for the actors playing them in Ahsoka. But, like...
Those, I think they're all from Ahsoka. Mm-hmm. I think they're all updated designs. Because that Kanan's face, like, the two heads he comes with, are so different than... the other thing. But, like, dude, what if they got what's his name? Fucking Brett. What's the guy who voiced him? Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah. He said in an interview that he's not in the show.
Oh.
Yeah. Look at the freaking crowd around the thing when they brought the actual... That's the other thing. They had a fucking painted physical prototype for this thing right off the bat that they took out and let people take photos of at the show. Like, the Black Series HasLabs, it's always like, here's some very preliminary renders, and, like, halfway through the campaign, we'll show you a great prototype. This thing, it's like, here is everything up front, ready to go. Just fund it. And I think they did within, like, a day and a half.
Oh, let me check, because I haven't updated that on mine. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I want to go in on it, just because, like, it is big, but I think I need to just buy all the G.I. Joes that I can.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, there's other big shit that's coming out that I kind of want. There's some big Lego sets that I want to look at. But, like, I don't know, dude. I like it. Oh, it's not fully backed yet, but it's at 6,286.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not a 3 3/4 inch collector at all, but like if I was, this is something I would definitely want to go in on. It looks fantastic. As does probably my favorite vintage collection reveal of the show, Life Day Chewy.
Yeah. The Life Day Chewy. Man, I wish you didn't have me looking at pictures of this fucking ghost. Oh, you know what? To tie back into something else earlier that I'd love to see, because this would change everything if they really adopted this. Not to get too far away from Life Day Chewy, which I do love.
Yeah. Where's Lumpy?
You know what? I think Lego announced a Life Day Millennium Falcon.
Did they?
Like in the same time at
cool.
Comic-Con.
I guess that's just the thing, is like we're finally allowed to do stuff for the holiday special for some reason. Also, getting into Black Series, from the Ahsoka show, Ahsoka and Hera with actor likenesses. They look good. I'm gonna wait until I've seen the show to decide if I want these.
I'm trying to look up a picture, but I couldn't find it. But no, the Super 7 Thunder Mountain or whatever. What is that called? I don't know.
Cat's Lair.
Yeah, the Cat's Lair. They have multiple payment plans and payment options for the Kickstarter.
That's smart. Why doesn't HasLab do that?
They said that they have payment plans that go up to, like, I think a year or more.
Wow. Yeah, I would... Oh, man, I would have done every HasLab if there were payment plan options.
Sorry about that, folks.
Hey, we're talking about Star Wars figures.
Cool. How many wars have they starred?
Quite a few. Here's a Clone War Star Boy, pre-Vizsla. They technically revealed this guy right before Comic-Con, but they had him in the case, and it was like basically same day. So there you go. Also, here's famous character from Star Wars: The Mandalorian, R2-D2.
Cool.
Is that just the old mold? Dude,
No,
why?
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say it's the Return of the Jedi retro card, but in a regular wave. It's the new one.
Are you sure? Did they confirm that?
Yes, that is what they said. They said that verbatim at the panel.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, if you missed the retro card, here's your next option. Here's your other chance to get R2-D2.
Let me open up my posts.
Oh my god.
Also, they're doing another line of Christmas repaints. They look neat. That's my enjoyment of these, is I look at them when they get revealed, I go, oh, that's neat, and then I never ever fucking think about buying it.
This is just the Star Wars collector's version of the Hess trucks.
Yeah, pretty much. Here's something I might end up buying, though, if the show is good. Sabine Warren from the Ahsoka show. The likeness is maybe a little bit off, but the sculpt looks really good. Love that she's coming with the lightsaber.
That's a good looking green, though.
Yeah. That's like proper Mountain Dew green right there.
Oh, you're missing one of the holiday ones. They did a droid pack.
Oh? Where is? Oh, here, there it is. Oh, it was after Sabine for some reason.
Look at that.
Oh, and a friggin' Santa Jawa. Look at that guy.
Oh god.
That's real cute. I like that. I'm a fan of that.
Here's the thing. I love the fucking rat monster better.
Yeah, Salacious Crumb.
Yeah, but that Salacious Crumb isn't the species. That's just one of their names.
Yeah. All right. Now let's talk
Not
about all
Pooch and
the Marvel
Hackerfucker.
Legends reveals that came out of the panel and then were then put in the case. I don't have panel slides for some reason. I'm just going to show you case photos. First and foremost, we're getting a Vision on the Vulcan body.
Neat.
He looks great. I don't have a Vision presently. I'm going to get this.
I can't wait to make him crawl on the floor and say there were 3 cows shot me down.
Yeah. Also, Wonder Woman. I mean, Power Princess.
Yeah, how many people are going to buy this and be like, finally, a good Wonder Woman figure?
Oh, I'm already seeing people say that on Twitter.
I mean, legit, it's just a Wonder Woman figure.
Yeah. Also, they completed this team real fast. Good on them. Here's a guy whose name I do not remember, but I know he's from the New Warriors.
I can't remember who he is. Let me Google for you.
Okay. And I think all of those are like random special exclusive releases. Getting into the next full wave, they're doing a repaint of the Hand Ninja. That is based on the more current Hand Ninja look, and it's going to come with, I believe, alternate parts to give him a skeleton face.
Justice. His name is Justice.
Oh, what an inspiring young lad.
Vance Asterovic.
Neat. But here was the big thing with this wave. Chip Zdarsky Daredevil is happening.
Yeah, boy, look at that, Matt. Look at that.
Whole new sculpt. Looks friggin' great. I literally saw this and I went, I was gonna wait on her a little while, but now I feel like I need friggin' Daredevil Elektra, who just started showing up in stores.
Crazy they got them out that fast, both of them.
Also, we're getting a classic Clea in this wave, and she looks great. I cannot wait to get her and put her with my my Doctor Strange. No comment from anybody else?
No, it's clear.
I was trying to remember what I was like in the middle of talking about the fucking other Star Wars figures, but I can't.
Sorry. Also, updated Blade in his more modern look, or just the post Wesley Snipes look.
Yeah,
it looks good. I don't currently own a Blade, but I also don't really feel like I need a figure of Blade, so I don't know if I'll get this or not.
would. If I had the money, I would have a Blade.
Oh, I know you would.
I'm kind of curious as to where those arms came from.
Yeah, there's a lot of reuse with this guy, it looks like. Like, I think basically just the coat and the head are new. But, here's Iron Man from the Midnight Suns game.
Hell yeah.
To get another Iron Man.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to love with the new Iron Man?
Lady Bullseye is finally getting a figure and looks great. She's on the Shriek body. Comes with her fans. I'm very happy about that. Definitely going to be getting her.
Good how they kept that consistent line with that pose, dude. They did. That's the one pose, but yeah, I mean, there you go.
Yeah. And then the big thing from this wave, the big thing that made my entire timeline lose its collective shit for about a half hour. Crystar is coming to Marvel Legends.
Hell yeah.
That's so
that figure
cool.
Looks beautiful.
Like they just went for it. They just friggin' completely clear plasticed him. Like, oh man, I want this out of respect for toy history. I don't necessarily have an attachment to Crystar as a character, but I'm also looking at this going like, yo, can you guys do an Iceman that looks like that? Also, if they're doing these kind of deep pulls, and they've got that new licensing deal going, how much you guys want to bet we're getting ROM at some point soon?
Oh, one day.
Sure, ROM. I was saying, like, it'd be nice for them to, since they've done it before with Toy Biz, like, do the, was it like Pain and fucking Savage Dragon and all of that shit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was in Champions. He made an appearance in Champions.
Yeah.
And the Build-A-Figure for this wave is the Mindless one, which is a minion, like an army builder minion of a Doctor Strange villain, I believe. I'd never heard of it before these got revealed, but these are an all-new sculpt. They look neat, and you know what? I want most of this wave anyway, so I might just buy this whole wave and build it. Hopefully it gets a re-release as like a deluxe or in like a 2-pack at some point, so you can army build these.
Yeah, mindless ones need to be army built. They're just meant to be like fodder.
Mm-hmm. Also, the Infinity Saga subline is not dead. We're getting more MCU throwback figs, starting with Iron Man Mark II.
And he does have a fucking waist sculpt in that.
Yeah.
That means they're going to give us... is that... I mean, yeah, they should be able to give us a bunch of other ones.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is technically a repaint of the Mark III they did.
Yeah, they did good with those little rivets.
Yeah. Also, like, somebody make me a custom Terrence Howard head so I can do the meme. Winter Soldier, Black Widow. I think they said this is a mostly new sculpt. First time they've done this version of Black Widow with the actual likeness of Scarlett Johansson. And it looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
I remember it being a big deal at the time, back when Winter Soldier came out, of like, oh, the wave of Marvel Legends that ties in with the movie. Finally, they did a movie Black Widow figure after years of people bashing Marvel for not doing Black Widow toys, or bashing Hasbro for it because, like, hey, girls watch these movies too. You should be making Black Widow toys. And then they made a Black Widow toy in Marvel Legends, and that Marvel Legends was absolute trash and nobody bought it. So good they're finally fixing that problem. Also, Avengers 1 Bruce Banner.
Hey.
It's Marky. Look at him.
The same year we get our first 2 Bruce Banner figures in eons.
Yeah. Gotta be honest, I like how this one looks a lot better than the comic one, but maybe that's just me.
Oh, I love the comic one. I don't,
Yeah, the
I don't do the
ones-
movies, though. I don't do the movie figures.
Yeah.
That seems to be the thing. It's like you either just do the movie figures or you do just the comic.
Because there's so friggin' much now, you can't really afford to collect both anymore unless you find them on like deals. Like how I found my Nomad Cap. Also, there's no like actual up close photo of it for some reason in this article, but you can kind of see in the background of like the first hand ninja photo, they showed an in-hand sample of the classic Luke Cage that they revealed a render for way back when. It's going to be in the Mindless One wave.
Hell yeah.
Luke Cage is a must.
Yeah. Where's my money, honey?
I actually don't care too much about that Daredevil, but everything else on that wave...
That's only because you haven't read the comic.
Yeah,
Maybe.
like that is... Let me put it to you this way. That is going to be as iconic of a Daredevil look as the full black Man Without Fear look.
Oh, ooh.
Like, it's that good of a story, that important to the story. It's just good.
Now, here's my favorite Marvel Legends reveal from the show. And it's also the last Marvel Legends thing. I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, it's the last thing. The next Spider-Man 90s cartoon VHS 2-pack, Civilian Peter and Smythe. I have wanted a 90s cartoon Smythe figure for so friggin' long.
It looks so
and
good.
it's finally happening.
Just like fucking nailed it too.
Yeah. And that Peter ain't half bad either. Like, it's like I've never really wanted a civilian Peter Parker. I've never had a need for that in my collection, but man, they friggin' nailed the look of him in that show. And like that show was kind of like my biggest childhood media exposure to Spider-Man. So I can't say no to this 2-pack in any way. I definitely need both these guys.
Agreed. Also, if they're messing with Smythe and they're doing Morbius and they're doing the 3-armed, I know we're getting that fucking mutant spider soon. Which was my first Marvel Legends figure.
Yeah. All right, so one last NECA Turtles thing that was like just revealed today as like a surprise. Here's a new thing in the case kind of thing. They're doing another Turtles 4-pack that's based on the Punk Turtles from the 80s cartoon Usagi Yojimbo episode.
You know what's weird is there was other like NECA stuff that I saw for Turtles, or it might have been Super 7. I don't fucking know who it was at this point, but it had similar faces to these guys, but they were very different. I just remember looking at them, but I didn't understand what they were. Also, another surprise here was that cop in the background to the right, there's a red repaint for some reason.
Oh. I didn't realize that. I hadn't seen anyone talking about that. Interesting.
Pixel Dan said it.
Oh, okay. That explains it. Because like I was gonna watch all Pixel Dan's videos before we did this, but then a family thing happened late this afternoon. One little Super 7 thing I want to talk about before we start moving into another section of stuff, just kind of like before we get out of general toys news and into like a couple of specific brands that we cover on this channel quite regularly. They've been doing Silverhawks Ultimates because Super 7 now owns Silverhawks as an intellectual property. And they've been doing very animation accurate ones. And everybody has always reacted to those going like, hey, those are really cool, but I want ones that are chromed like the original toy. And the guy who runs Super 7 keeps coming back and going like, yeah, I agree that would be cool, but it's not feasible because there's nobody who does chrome as good as it was in the 80s, and anybody who you get to do vac metal chrome now, it's going to be extremely flaky, and it's just we're just not going to do that. They went and fucking did it because people complained so much. And they were also very clear, like, you're going to want to use kid gloves with these. They will flake like crazy if you try and treat them like proper action figures.
Oh, look nice.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Marvel Knights Build-A-Figure wave is fan channel.
It's fan channel only? That's not coming to retailers?
Nope. They said Target and Walmart are not getting it.
That's crazy.
Amazon and Hasbro Pulse.
Fuck, I guess I gotta...
no. So Dan Yoon just posted this 42 minutes ago, and I just read the last part of it, because I know a lot of people have been saying this shit. So this might be them... I don't know.
Okay.
I'll just read the tweet. One thing I forgot to mention is that Target and Walmart are not going to be getting the Marvel Knights Build-A-Figure wave, so Fan Channel, Amazon, and Hasbro Pulse are your best bets. I wouldn't wait for a store clearance. I don't like hearing that. That's like the first time I've seen any of like the...
Yeah, I've not seen a Hasbro announced address the fact that a lot of that stuff has been getting clearanced out at all.
This is specifically for the US. Just to clarify, Marvel Legends waves will still be in Target and Walmart, but that wave was sort of a late fall wave. Other waves will be available at Target and Walmart. So, See, I don't know, man. I mean, that witnessing that whole exchange just now, I don't know how I feel about that. Why is it only in like? How the fuck is that only for?
I think he's saying like we were trying to find spots for. It sounds like to me, my interpretation of that is this is a last minute thing because we weren't sure how we were going to release all these figures. Then we got them together in a regular Build-A-Figure wave, but we couldn't slot them into like a typical quarter release cycle. So it was like fan channel, or they would have to wait a really long time.
You get where I'm coming at from, though. I mean, like, I love Dan Yoon, but like, I've never seen that before. Like, never once. There's no way I would have seen some shit like that and like fucking glossed over it.
Yeah, that's language that's really only born from the modern era of them having a lot of communication with influencers, I think.
Maybe. I'm trying to think though if it's just not because like think about like what we've been seeing. How much shit have like I gotten full price that you got discounted or you got full price that I get discounted and it's within like I mean what that fucking Cyclops I just got.
Yeah, but
just come out.
Yeah, but I also think like I don't think that's them being salty towards us. I think that's maybe them being salty towards the retailers that are clearancing that stuff out really fast.
But see, that's the thing, though, is that, like, most people are like, oh, I don't need to pre-order this. I don't need to buy that. Because, like, that was the whole thing. The pre-order thing was born out of the stuff not being on shelves. But now that we're finally getting stuff back on shelves, people have been like not pre-ordering shit more and more. Like you don't do it anymore. Yeah, I've been finding stuff in store before I could pre-order anyways. I've gotten stuff from like Ollie's recently or like bought it on shelf and stuff like that, which has just never been happening. Most of the G.I. Joes, like I ended up like holding off and then picking up in Walmart because I saw them hitting before I saw them hitting my pre-orders.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I do know we've been going for over 3 hours now, so we should probably try and speed through the rest of this. Here's a comic book thing I completely forgot about. DC is doing a freaking Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong comic.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. I've never heard of anybody who's working on it besides, what's his friggin' name? Dan Mora, who is doing the covers. But, I mean, I like all those properties, so I'll give this a shot.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some G.I. Joe Classified series. I believe this is the last thing I have. Yeah, okay. So we're going to go through the G.I. Joe stuff that was shown, and hopefully that should take us another 45 minutes tops. I said hopefully. So first day in the case, Hasbro revealed Tiger Force Flint, who is just a straight repaint of the original retail Flint, but he has Rakondo's gun. And a new character, Python Patrol Female Ninja, who is, I think, the Akiko body with Storm Shadow's weapons, the female Blue Ninja's head, and friggin' PulseCon Zartan's skull mask.
Jesus.
Oh wait, this is more kit bashing than I thought. Those are friggin' Zorana's arms.
I mean, there's no reason for them not to kit bash. The G.I. Joe line is more perfect than anything else they have. Because every time they do a belt, a pouch, a specific boot cut, pants, guns, any of that shit, anything that goes onto somebody's head or any of that could instantly be recolored and just because it's like military clothing, that stuff is already offered in like such utilitarian colors and variations and stuff. Like it only
Fair
looks
enough.
right, anyways.
I mean, it's another ninja. I'm gonna friggin' get it.
That's also like that's the of G.I. Joe in the classic series, right? It's just like we have a bunch of different visual bits. What characters can we make?
Yeah. So stepping away from Hasbro for a second, the one new Mezco reveal of SDCC I saw in their booth, because obviously we talked about the Nightwing earlier. 112 Collective Duke. This man looks constipated.
This man looks like he's holding a frog in his mouth.
Yeah. Like, I can see a little bit of John Cena, but also John Cena's never played Duke, so why would you do that?
I mean, there was people saying he should be the guy he was in Transformers.
Yeah. I wanted John Cena's character to be like General Hawk, but that was just me. Also, this looks like a very early prototype. It'll probably look better once they start showing official images in a few months. At the Hasbro breakfast, we got the official reveal of the Fireteam 788, which is a set of repainted army builders to go along with your HasLab Cobra Hiss. You're going to get an officer, a range viper, and an infantry, which is... This is all reused parts. This is all stuff we've gotten before, but it's also... in a very appealing deco. It goes with something that a lot of people who buy this line bought, and it's another way to get the effects parts for this line. So, like, even though I didn't get a Hiss, I am considering getting these guys. These guys look great.
Yeah. Seeing them roll out those effects parts in a slightly different color is worth it. The shiny glossy black works really well. The guns that most of these guys come with, we don't have in black quite yet. Like the stoner that guy has, I think, is a darker green and gray, and it comes with Stalker. I think that grease gun, I don't think we have at all. It looks kind of like the one that comes with Tiger Force Duke, but it has a scope on it and a different barrel. Definitely has a grease gun like look to it.
Also, this is the first new release of the scrap iron effects parts, and the first time they've actually been paired with Bazooka's bazooka. And a lot of people pointed out when they started getting scrap iron and bazooka in hand, like, oh, these can go together. These were kind of stealthily made to go with each other. This is nice. So.
You said grease gun, and I was like, wait a second, it's actual grease gun? It's like, oh yeah, no, that's the World War II grease gun.
Yeah. Also, they had the first in-hand production sample of the Hiss, so it's getting pretty close to shipping, I'd imagine.
No, they said when it comes out. They said late fall.
Oh. But still, like, it looks great. I saw a video on Twitter the day this breakfast happened of, like, they actually showed the treads moving, and that all looks really good. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing other people get their Hisses. Also, they showed off the what the packaging for the Hiss is gonna look like. It's a big box.
Look at that big boy.
Yeah.
Look at that sticker sheet.
Yep.
Man, oh man. I am trying to get to the next thing in my other window. Oh, okay. So Super 7 did their pop-up store again this year, and once again this year it was G.I. Joe themed. Last year it was a Cobra recruitment center. This year they said like it's an actual Cobra outpost. Yeah, it looked pretty neat. They had some new figure reveals in there that I am going to get to in just a moment. And the thing is with their with their SDCC stuff, they go all out. They have like a ton of exclusive shirts and stuff like that. Like you can see in there a couple different shirts that they were offering, along with their Super Cyborg Snake armor that a lot of people were pretty excited about. But the thing me and Cody were really excited about, they revealed for their reaction line, they're doing the Cobra airship from the second cartoon intro.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm hanging it from the ceiling, but like, it's so interesting. It's so weird. Like I whenever I first said that I wanted this, I was just like, oh yeah, I thought it was actually like a painted like thing, just for the display. But I guess they're doing the Trouble Bubbles too, and people are saying this is a production thing.
Yeah, this is apparently actually going to happen at some point, and like, this is the first reaction thing I've been legitimately tempted by. Like, I'll often look at reaction stuff and go like, oh, that's neat. I don't give a shit about reaction, but that's neat that they did that. This is like, nobody has ever attempted this before. So to see an actual physical toy of this is so amazing that as long as it's got stuffing going on inside, as long as it's not just like a friggin' beach ball, I'll probably want to get it. And I'll probably have to get some reaction G.I. Joes to go with it.
I'm fucking reaction toys though. Like, if it comes with one, I'll accept that as a peace offering or something. But like, yeah, I mean, because they redesigned those Trouble Bubbles too to fit the like no articulation of those.
Oh my god! Man, I didn't see this till just looking through these slides. They had a freaking shirt at the store for it. That's
that's good.
I want
the shirt.
Yeah, I need that shirt now. I hope they sell that on their site like they did last year.
Oh, it's a Firefly jacket too. That's nice.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. Like, I rarely buy Super 7 stuff, but I always really admire their gumption and how they just friggin' go for it with some of their shit.
Yeah, we never, by the way, you never talked about the pipeline reveals for Star Wars. I don't know if you're gonna.
Oh god, I completely forgot about that. Let me grab that from friggin' Boingo's server real quick.
I could just slap it in there. Hang on.
Not if I slap it first.
He didn't.
Oh, it's in there?
Fuck. Oh, it's a members only.
Yeah, I'm going back. Okay, so they did a bunch of pipeline reveals for the Ahsoka show, and wow, these images are not great on desktop. We're getting a deluxe Droideka and a 2-pack of the Destroyer Droid and friggin' Battle Droid C-3PO from Episode 2. It's finally happening! It's finally happening!
All I know is that I didn't see what they said. I guess it's confirmed it's Black Series, but like I'm just scared of like the silver outline. I'm scared of any reason. Like I'll buy them no matter what, but like I don't think it's TVC. I think it was confirmed that it's Black Series.
Yeah, no, Black Series. That's all I saw.
Like, that C-3PO was one of my favorite Revenge of the Sith toys. So it's cool to see that. Yeah, I hope that means we're also gonna get a like bits and bots C-3PO with no paneling.
Yeah.
That would be cool
I also really hope we get a single release of this Destroyer droid, because I want to be able to army build that, and I'm not going to do that if it's in a 2-pack with a specific character.
It's a 2-pack?
Yeah, they said specifically Destroyer Droid and Episode 2 3PO Battle Droid are a 2-pack.
Oh, well, I mean, all they have to do is just give you a different head.
That's true.
And, like, that they probably did.
Yeah. Gotta see render reveals for that, I guess.
If they did not, I have one, so like, I guess it doesn't matter. So,
I mean, you are also Cody Burke, the man who has said 1,000 times he will buy a dozen Black Series Destroyer droids if they make them.
Yeah, the Super Battle Droids for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Droideka, I will get as many as I can depending on the price of that.
Mhm.
I thought that those were just individual releases, though. I mean, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be like, oh damn, if this is how I have to get my hands on multiple, then I'm just gonna have a bunch of fucking Geonoshi and battle droids anyway. So who cares?
Yeah.
I already have two of those.
I would want like 3 or 4 super battle droids. Droidicas, I don't know. They're one of those army builders that have always been like, those come in pairs of 2. You just get 2 of those. And they're like a big, heavy flank 'em. I think it's because, like, in episode 1, the first time you see them, it's 2 of them roll up on Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, that was our brief Star Wars detour switchback. Let's talk about the actual classified series panel that happened today, or actually technically yesterday now, because it's 1 a.m. So first and foremost, they did some name-only reveals. Jinx, Torch, and an SMS with the Techno Viper are coming. Yay, Jinx. I've been asking for a Jinx literally since the line started. She's one of the only ninjas that I'm like, yes, I definitively know I love that character and I want her. I'm not the biggest Dreadnought guy, but it's nice that they're keeping up with them. Torch, SMS, and Techno Viper. That's interesting. I wonder if we'll see more of that later in the panel. More name-only reveals. Retro Duke, Retro Scarlet, Vamp, and Clutch. Okay. We knew the retros were coming, thanks to leak listings and the HasLab. But Vamp and Clutch, I wonder what that's about. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. They did some render reveals for new Python Patrol stuff. Here's Copperhead. Nice that we're getting an actual Python Patrol character in the Python Patrol line. Cobra Officer.
Yeah, didn't we already get this?
We got in a officer that was a repaint of the trooper. This is a repaint of the officer that's called an officer, because in the original 80s line, they did a goof where they called the officer the trooper and the trooper the officer. And I think they were trying to homage that, and maybe just like something got screwed, and now there's going to be 2 Python officers that look different in the line.
I guess, yeah.
A
Because, I
little
mean,
weird.
that is the office. I was just confused. I'm like, why'd they give him a different deco?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Getting into the main line, the next 5-figure wave kicks off with Buzzer, who, man, I've always been very lukewarm on the Dreadnoks outside of Zartan and Zorana. This guy looks great.
I've always actually been a pretty big fan of the Dreadnoughts. Just because they, like, getting a chainsaw accessory and, like, the other accessories they used to come with, and, like, the Jaws of Life and the other ones, like Flamethrower and shit. Like, I was, like, really big on, like, collecting weapon types, too, and, like, wanting to pose different characters with it. So the Dreadnoughts gave me some of the coolest accessories that the, like, 30th and, like, the figures before that, because I think it was a little bit before that. It was, like, their other anniversary line, of 25th maybe. But still, yeah, they're really good.
Fair enough. Then they revealed Shockwave. I literally had no idea there was a G.I. Joe called Shockwave, and when I first saw him for a second, I was like, "Oh, they're doing Cobra Riot Troopers." But no, this is a Joe character. He looks good. I hope his tooling gets reused for Cobra Riot Troopers at some point.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. It's really cool to see them get like, this is probably the closest we're gonna get to, like, a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of, like, I think it's still, like, cool that there's, like, military that does this too, and that's, like, what it's essentially being. I don't know, the dual MP10s, or yeah, it's MP7, MP10s. Anyways, and then, like, the baton.
Yeah, the baton, Nightstick. I think that's the first time we've gotten one of those in the line.
And that shield is a special type of shield that it flashes, so it stuns. It's like a yeah. Which that might be a part of Shockwave as a character, but that's also just a real thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Riot shields that like blind, and that spot in the corner
that's
should
not
be
cool. I
for,
wouldn't want that done to me, but like it's cool that they got that into the toy. But first figure that really excited me from this wave, we finally get to see what Helix looks like in the line, and she looks great.
Yeah, I don't even fucking know who this is, but Manus Blade's on a character.
She's a character from IDW who's gotten a few free and 3/4 inch figures. Like I think there was a Rise of Cobra figure of her.
Dude, those are brand new guns too.
Yeah.
Real guns too, as a matter of fact.
Those guns look like fucking Lara Croft Tomb Raider guns.
They've Lara Croft's Tomb Raider guns are deals. They're dual deals.
I was about to say, I thought they were like, yeah.
They've been getting really good about like doing like almost spot on like actual period piece weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
General Hawk comes with
let's go ahead and put General Hawk. He's the next one they revealed, and he looks great. They're doing the version 2 look, which is my preferred look, and he's also the last guy in the friggin' Sunbow G.I. Joe command structure we needed. So I'm gonna be happy to round that off.
Yeah, it's like he comes with a China Lake, which is a very specific type of it's appropriate to how they're dressing him, but it's a very specific grenade launcher. That's like the 4th different type of army helmet we've gotten in the classified line that's been in that kind of style too. Man, they're just giving us all these great options. Those accessories are great. Like those army helmets fit on almost anybody.
Yeah.
Because if you go back and look at pictures of any of them, it was a one size fit all, so it almost fit nobody. It was big on everybody's head.
And then the final figure in this wave, Buzzer, another Dreadnought, who I never cared about before, but he looks like a really good toy.
Buzzer is the.
Is this Ripper and the other guy was Buzzer?
Yeah, Ripper's the guy with the ripping weapon, and Buzzer's the guy with the buzzing weapon.
That would make a lot of fucking sense. It's almost like I don't know much about the Dreadnoughts outside of Zartan and Zarana.
This guy,
I think that's Lenny.
This last guy looks like he'd be the kind of guy who would drunkenly stumble into a mosh pit at like Van's Warped Tour, smelling of very stale beer.
I mean, the Dreadnoughts are literally supposed to be like Mad Max homage, loud dickhead Australians. So
that's what they are. Also, Ripper's wearing G.I. Joe dog tags as a necklace. Honestly, I love the character of all these guys. Yeah. The expression on Ripper with those Buzzer, the glasses they gave him. Mm-hmm. Some of the most interesting weapons we've seen yet in classified.
Excuse me, it's getting late. The next thing they showed a render for, but they also then had physical prototypes in the case, or I'm guessing production samples actually. So I'm just going to show a picture of that. The PulseCon exclusive Crimson Strike team of Baroness and Tomax and Zaymot. Tomax and Zaymot are just straight repaints. Baroness is the deluxe Cobra Coil Baroness, but she's got new arms. I believe parts of her legs are new, and she's got 3 new head sculpts and 2 new hair sculpts that you can interchange between each of the heads.
That skull mask is really gonna pop when they're all standing there with those gold weapons.
Oh yeah,
getting those MP5s with the red like suppressors, that shit's really cool to see too. I'm not gonna. That's just cool. Yep.
No. I'll be honest, I've never really cared about these characters, or not these characters. I've never cared for these looks for these characters, but I always said, like, that Baroness would have been a great Baroness if she just had a little more head articulation and her arms hadn't been so limited. So the fact that they've updated those parts of her, I'm like, hey, can you release this version in the classic black color scheme? That would be very nice.
Yeah, you're not going to get that for 5 years.
I'll wait.
Yeah, I think they're a lot faster than that, though.
I'm joking.
But then they revealed a thing that was going up for pre-order on Pulse today. So I'm just going to show the pretty promotional images for it. A new deluxe in the line, Tripwire with Apsara and McCloud. This looks phenomenal. Like, I've never been a big fan of Tripwire. Like, I've known of him, but he's not a character I'm, like, super attached to. And, like, if they had just done Tripwire, like, just the guy, I might have skipped it, because I don't really have a huge need for a bomb disposal character in my photos, but, like, the little rat with the backpack is adorable, and I love that they're still doing animals in the line, and the drone is friggin' named after a guy in the fandom whose content I've been following for the last 3 years. So I feel like I have to get this. This looks really good.
And again, this is like one of those things where I'm loving the direction they're taking with this, because some of the decisions they're making as far as like designs go are just like perfect. Like, you wonder why so much is packed into this set, but the truth is, I don't think there's like a lick of paint just about anywhere. There's like some touches that would
There's a
need
little
to
bit
be
on
there.
the backpack, and the rat's backpack is painted, obviously.
Well, yeah, but like on the core figure and like on the chests, just the
Yeah.
buckles, which would be the only part on that whole thing, or maybe outside of like some screws or clips or some sort of thing, all of that would be gray or like a camo, and everything else about him, like his goggles would be that color, but like he would have like all gray, orange, or black or something like that. It would just be utilitarian, so it fits. It was very. I don't think it was that expensive for them to do this character, because you can see the splashes of paint that are throughout here. Like, you got boom visor, gold clasp on the bomb-proof thing, and the backpack, and like that's all you need. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I totally agree. It looks like a phenomenal figure for what it is.
I think it's neat that they have a rat, because they've been using rats to defuse mines.
Oh yeah, I've been posting this around, so I'll go ahead and slap this in here. This is what that is.
What a little guy. What a cute little fella.
Yeah, but
Animals with
basically,
jobs.
they're light enough that they don't trip the mines, and they're trained to sniff them out, and so they stand on them so people can come and uncover them before civilians get hurt.
Mm. But the next thing they showed was, they said, like, hey, the Steel Core is finally going up for pre-order today, and here's some physical figure photography promotional stuff of them. And, like, we've already seen those figures before, so normally I would just be content to say, like, yeah, well they still look great. I'm probably going to get them. But there was one photo in the suite of photos that I saw, and I went, that looks familiar. Because in my figure photography for quite a while, whenever I get a new classified figure, I've been doing like all the accessories knolled out on a table in front of them photo that I call the loadout series. And I think Shooting the Galaxy might have seen one of those.
Yeah.
Because I also made a tweet basically saying that, and I mentioned him, and he hit like on that tweet.
That's cute.
So I'm
You're
just
gonna
putting
be
that
famous.
out there.
You're gonna be famous, kid.
That's as close as I've gotten to being actually a part of a thing I like, and I just had to bring it up. And that would have been the end of the panel, because after that, Brian Ward came out and went like, "Hey, look at stuff Super 7 is doing. Isn't that cool?" But then they did a very cool kayfabe thing, where like Emily and Lenny were getting up to leave, and then freaking John Warden, who has been head of the line since it started, but he's always been very quiet. He doesn't like being on fan streams a whole lot. He freaking does like a wrestling run-in to the panel room and says, "I'm pulling rank. There's something so cool that you guys showed me the other day that we have to show to them today." So we got the digital render reveal of the SMS and Techno Viper. They're doing big-ass vehicles now. It's not just motorbikes and trouble bubbles. We're getting big with this shit.
And it's not a HasLab, right?
Yeah. This is, like, we don't know the price point or how these are releasing just yet. Cody and I were talking about it before the show. He thinks these could potentially be at retail. Like, you could make the boxes small enough by, like, really breaking them down inside and having it be a put-together-yourself thing. I would not be surprised if this is Pulse exclusive.
I was about to say, how hard would it be for it to be a Bandai style model kit?
That would be really hard.
It would not need to be that. Well, here's the two things though about that. It wouldn't have to be to that level. It wouldn't be like a regular model kit like that. However, one, like we have literally seen other 6-inch and 7-inch like toy lines already, like the Beast, the McFarlane Batmobile Beast.
Yeah.
The Batmobile.
I mean, that thing is huge.
The 89 Batmobile. I wasn't even thinking of that at the time.
Yeah, so like it's 100% like possible in that way. However, if they do them like they've already been doing, like the motorcycle and stuff like that, or just any of the other GI Joe vehicles from the past, most of the vehicles came in like windowless boxes, that you had to like kind of assemble and put the stickers on. So like that thing right there, you could easily have it like the base of it is flat because it's a missile platform that rotates around. The missiles come off of it, and if you make the wheels pop off, it'll fit like that. The Vamp would be a harder fit. I don't think these are the same price.
I think they also said, just real quick mentioning, this thing does have a tow hitch that will connect to the HISS tank. So like that's really exciting. And also the Techno Viper looks really cool. We were actually just talking about on Saturday morning panels of like, oh man, getting Techno Vipers in this line would be really cool. So great that they're going there. Also, I just checked. The Trouble Bubble is a Pulse exclusive, and it's $55. So, considering how much bigger this is than that, I think they might be able to fit this in at like an $80 price point.
That should be like the same size as the Trouble Bubble.
Oh no, dude! It's like the size of a Trouble Bubble and a half.
I love how the scale of toy economics is now framed by a thing called a Trouble Bubble.
Like I don't think the Vamp and this thing are they are not the same price point at all. There's like that. That's not a vehicle.
We should also
that's like a trailer.
They also showed the Vamp is coming as a regular classified release, and it's friggin' big. It's gonna be proper size. There is 2 regular size seats in that thing. It's gonna have a gunner position on the back. It's got all this detailing on it. It's gonna come with a bunch of accessories, and it's coming with Clutch, who a lot of people have been saying looks like Lenny. Like, I didn't realize it until we were looking through the slides earlier, Cody, but then I've been looking on Twitter since then while we've been recording, and other people have pointed out, yeah, Clutch looks like Lenny.
May I just say, that's a really, really interesting thing. You could turn into a spider buggy.
You could do that.
Turn it.
6-inch
you
spider buggy like on shelves right now. Believe it or not.
Really? Okay. It's not like I fucking get out often.
You could also very easily make this the Vamp Mark II. You could make it the Stinger. You can go places with this mold. This is exciting.
Yeah, I mean, well, so here's the other thing too. I mean, you could already see that it does have the tow hitch back there.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get more shit like this.
Yeah.
But they've already hit the thing. Like, I think what might be going on here is that the treble bubble is a step above like your vehicle price points. That missile thing is going to be the same price point, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe the treble bubble and this are the same, and scrap iron is like a step above that. But that thing is about like, I'd say just a little bit larger than the scrap iron thing, so it's like double the size, which makes it about as tall in my eyes to like maybe the treble bubble.
Maybe.
Like I'd say it would be like $5 over the treble bubble or something. I don't think they're gonna like block them into brackets.
Yeah, neither do I. I think they're going to keep these as Pulse exclusives, so they can just set the price point at whatever it has to be.
Yeah, and the fact that clutch comes with a helmet,
Yeah.
so it doesn't have to be. I mean, you put whatever the fuck you want there, but like I'm
comes
gonna
with
have
a
40 of
regular
them.
helmet, and he comes with an alternate Steel Corps helmet head.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Both of these are amazing. Believe it or not, the SMS is what I thought the final tier for the his tank was going to be.
Yeah, I remember talking about that not back in the day, but like the other year.
So one thing that would be the same price point as the Vamp, outside of just the other 3 versions that we need to get before they do anything else, would be the Rattler.
Yeah,
it'd be the same size.
That's the other thing people have been talking about in the wake of these. In like the early promotion for the Dragonfly, there was some interview Lenny did where people were just like, hey, what are some things you would like to see as HasLabs? And Emily like stopped him real quick and just said like, all right, we need to be clear. None of this is planned. We do not have any, we are not revealing future HasLab plans. This is just what Lenny would like to do. And he starts naming off a bunch of stuff. And then people were like, that sounds cool, but like, what about the Vamp or the Rattler? And he's like, those are too small to do as HasLabs. We could do those as retail releases. And I remember, like, there was just a pause of everybody going like, okay. So now that we've seen this Vamp, it's like, Rattler's probably coming as a regular release. Skyhawk is definitely happening at this point. That's... I don't know.
What I want next, now that we've pretty much gotten everything that we could fucking want from just about any of the toy lines, I think. Yes, actually, is with it. There's like one Transformer that's left for me that I need for. Anyways, I want to see them do environments. I want to see them do some sort of GI Joe thing, or.
Because, I mean, Star Wars Vintage Collection has been doing that fairly regularly, but I'd like to see Classified tackle some, like, Dio stuff. But this wasn't even the final Classified thing, because then they said, like, hey, go to the Hasbro booth now that the panel's over, and there will be a surprise reveal there. They already have an in-hand prototype of Mutton Junkyard. These guys got name revealed, like, a year ago. And we've had a leaked listing of them for a while, and they look friggin' great. Like, whole new sculpt for Junkyard, and he's got an alternate, like, happy, silly doggo boy expression. I am well into these too. It's a classic Classified Vacuuminator case of, I have never given a shit about these characters before. I never had these toys as a kid, but these new figures look so good that like I would feel like an idiot not getting them.
No, man, now all we need for me to be able to like, I'll have to like shop around for accessories, but I want to pose the OG figures in reference to the PSAs.
Oh,
and we're
hell
only
yeah.
missing like one. I think it's Doc. We're
Yeah.
missing like Doc and
they
Inferno or
revealed
something like that.
Doc not too long ago.
Yep. We just don't know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Also, we've not gotten that gun before. That's like a. This is like a more of like a
No,
police
that
like
gun
AR.
comes with Grunt, dude.
Uh,
I'm almost certain that's one of the guns that comes with Grunt. Let me look him up real quick.
have we gotten Grunt yet?
Yeah, dude, they revealed Grunt during Yojo June.
He's not out yet. Oh my god, he's in stock.
Yeah, no, totally. Here, look, there's his gun.
Oh yeah. It's a
Also,
AR-15. Oh,
I just
wait a
realized
minute.
those helmets that come with Grunt are the same helmets that are coming with Clutch. So they're keeping some like aesthetic similarities between the original 13 characters. That's cool.
Yeah, that muzzle's nice. It doesn't look like it fits the dog though. I think that might be for
Yeah, I think that's like a rebreather mask for Mutt.
yeah.
I
gotta get a cigar for that dog, dude.
Yeah. But that's it. We did it. We finally got through all the SDCC news. We did it. We'll probably like briefly touch on some of this on No Prize and Twit as well. But like this was your big in-depth, let me check my recording, nearly 4-hour long podcast on SDCC 2023. And this is just like a toy and comic SDCC. Imagine if the strike hadn't been happening and there was a bunch of Hollywood shit to discuss too.
Just imagine. Is that a Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, that was another thing with the Hasbro booth. I wasn't going to go into it because it's not technically news, but it's Hasbro's 100th anniversary this year, so they had a bunch of like archival product at the booth.
Oh, that's neat.
Also, like, this is the first time I've heard them mention that it's the 100th anniversary all year, and I'm kind of proud of them for not making a big stink of it and embarrassing themselves like Warner Brothers and Disney did.
Yeah.
They'll probably talk about it at PulseCon a little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, though, one last little tidbit. They announced the dates for Hasbro PulseCon on Friday. And there's actually only one date this year. It's going to be a one-day show this year. September 22nd. Hang on, let me... in the past, we have done shows like this to recap all the PulseCon stuff, but I noticed the views on those never do quite well, and so I was thinking, like, okay, I still want to be able to talk about this with the guys, and I want to still be able to cover this in a fun way. So we decided, since I took the day off for PulseCon last year, I'm going to do it again. And here on the Modular Media YouTube channel, we are going to be doing a live reaction stream to PulseCon for the entire duration of the show. I will be on almost the entire time. I might have to take bathroom breaks, but like I'll be on as much as I can. And I'm just going to sit in the Modular Media Discord server, and we're also going to reach out to some people, see if we can get some previous components, guests, and whatnot to come on and join me. And people are just going to be encouraged, like, hey, pop in and out as you please. When they're talking about something you're interested in, come and hang out, and let's talk about it together as they're revealing shit. That's our plan for PulseCon this year. We might announce like an official lineup or something like that when we get closer to the show actually happening and we have a proper schedule for the show. But for now, as your reward for sitting through 4 hours of our bullshit, there's a nice little tidbit of news from us for you. There's gonna be like another 4, probably even like 5 or 6 hours of bullshit live in just a couple of months. But until then, I think that does it for modular components. So, Snowcone, why don't you tell everybody where they can connect with you on the internet?
You can find me anywhere. You can search Snowcone83 or never_robot directly on instant gramification.
And Boingo, where are you on the internet?
Variety of places. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/BoingoWriter. I'm on YouTube at BoingoWriter. I'm on a variety of social media platforms. I am on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Boingo_Writer. I am on Mastodon at Boingo_Writer at VT.social. And I am also I am on Tumblr. Link is in the description.
Nice. And I am the Vacuuminator. I make YouTube videos. They're things I'm quite proud of. I'm also going to be trying to get back into streams over the next couple of months. I'm working out a plan to do them more regularly since my most recent emergency I can't do a video this week stream actually went really well. So you can find all that on youtube.com at the Vacuuminator. I'm also on TikTok posting clips of my old videos at the _Vacuuminator. I'm on Instagram posting daily action figure photography at the _Vacuuminator. And all my content tends to get aggregated on Twitter and Tumblr at the Vacuuminator and thevacuuminator.tumblr.com. But folks, it's like 20 minutes till 2 a.m. I've got a big day tomorrow, and my AC has been off this whole time so as not to pollute the audio. So I'm hot, I'm tired, I'm sweaty. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's been real. It's been fun. We're gonna scroll back up to find Craig. Look, it's the recap. We're doing a recap right now. This totally wasn't ill planned or anything. I should have just recorded the audio through OBS.
You could just truncate silence, right?
No, I can't.
Because it lines up with the video.
Yeah.
That's the name of our show.
Oh my god, now it's giving me the "you're viewing older messages" thing.
Oh my god.
I'm not even through the Marvel panel. Fuck!
I love this for you. This is
Okay, here we go. Goodbye, everybody. I'll remember you all in therapy.